Hello, everyone. We're here again. It's Wednesday and it's episode 74, which is fantastic. And welcome, as always, to my partner in crime, as they might say. Or is it a crime to watch this? It is Delboy. So, welcome.
Yeah, probably is a crime. Hello, everyone. Yeah, nice to be a partner in crime. That sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds
Well,
all right, doesn't it?
exciting.
Yeah. We have to work out what job we're going to do now.
And I have to say, in a weird week because it's the 70th anniversary of ITV, isn't it? This week.
Oh yes, yeah, it is, isn't it? I saw was it Jim Jam doing something on that? Yeah, Jim Jam was saying
There's several people. Adam Martin's done somebody who I watch quite a bit. Jim Jam, because of the network influence.
Yeah,
but although Adam Martin is quite right, he doesn't think ITV have done enough to the fact that it's the 70th anniversary. It's still around and it's been in the news, and every time you watch a program, my mum's watching a program on telly, before the new program comes on it says ITV 70. So it's and of course the biggest thing is the ITVX website where you can watch.
Oh right, so they've got a good archive. That's where the
hundreds of programs are there.
Yeah.
So
do you think
I looked at it and turned around and went, nah, there's no Crown Court. Sorry,
Yeah. Do you think that in a way this is the golden age of ITV has gone now, as with the BBC?
But I think the golden age has gone from every. If you were to go over to America and ask anybody, do you think the golden age of television has gone from CBS, Peacock, NBC, all of that sort of stuff? They'll all go, yeah, of course it has. Because it's all streaming now, Netflix.
And it's a good nostalgic thing to look back. And I always think, when you look back at quality of programs,
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I'll add to that. I think the golden age of TV went as soon as Sky happened.
That changed the game. No, that changed the game, didn't it?
That was what I call the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Now there is still lots of good programming, but what I'm saying is the writing's on the wall. Sky's there.
Yeah.
As it was going past 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, 3 million subscribers, I was going, right, what's the estimate for it to get to 10 million? What's the estimate for it to get to 20 million?
Yeah.
And Sky B came along, then that was swallowed up by Sky to turn into British Sky Broadcasting instead of British Satellite Broadcasting. And then from then on, with cable and wireless doing all of the networking around in the big cities, with that was it. That was the point, I think, where cabling and satellite were both going in tandem. That was it.
Yeah. Do you think that since say 2000 that there's not quite the same quality from either channel? It's less. There are still some gems amongst that. But the quality is not as high.
Well, this is where I will say, satellite will never win. Well, not in my eyes, anyway. I still rank drama as being the highest programming and quality you can get from both ITV and BBC. That it's almost like that's the battleground for both channels.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you will never beat the BBC for a wildlife program.
No, that's why ITV don't do as many, I would imagine.
No. And even if you go to the Discovery Channel, I listen to them and I go, nah, you haven't got David Attenborough's voice.
Yeah. And they put the effort.
The voice takes it away from the content for me. Anyway.
But you think how long it must take to film some of those that they do? It must take a hell of a long time. It's not something you can just bung together, is it? And maybe ITV don't have that in the same way. Maybe I can't totally say that. They may have some programs, but I don't. You see, the problem is I don't watch I don't know why it's a problem, but I don't watch any of these TV channels hardly. You know, odd program that might come up, I'd look on an archive, you know, look on the iPlayer perhaps. But
you
I
see,
don't
a
watch
lot of people, Ian, you see, I think, will not recognize regional TV, right? They only recognize the ITV one ident. Now, Si's just said the golden age of IT came to an end with the end of London weekend television. I'd say that's a little bit too early, because ITV1 still brought out content because regional programs were still a part of ITV1. In fact, before the news comes on, you have regional news. It's just that you lost all the regional programs, you know, that used to be on. You know, Alvida's Aim Pet was a central production and all of that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? And when all of that goes, so I can recognize, I recognize it, but I would say that satellite had the biggest, because there's still stuff that ITV1 produced that was great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, some people might turn around and say, you know what? As soon as Anton Deck caught on, I turned off.
Yes.
and that is around about the time that the ITV network sort of like got rid of Jimmy Talbot, Bruce Forsyth, and everybody, and started.
Bruce.
So you're not wrong. Nobody's wrong. I'm just saying where I think it was. And ITV1 still brought out programming. I mean, some people will turn around and say, how can you turn around and say when London Weekend Television stopped broadcasting it was the end, when you've had programs like Broadchurch and things like this?
Yeah, was it been successful?
You know what I mean? But this is where I was saying that's a drama. And drama is always going to be great on ITV and BBC and better than satellites dramas.
And
because they're all gloss. They're all gloss on Netflix and Disney and all of that.
All these ITV police procedure programs and detectives, they're still popular, aren't they? You know, people watch these things. They must be aimed at an audience that likes these things. People, they never. If I look at the ITV, they have a certain kind of drama that the BBC tries not to. Well, it does. It still does those police things, but the drama is. I think there's more originality in the BBC drama. Sometimes it works. It's got originality, but ITV, you can't blame them, because if you've got a formula is working and you're based on your advertisers, people advertising, then that's what you do. You create those series as. And that's where it's been. That's what the story is of ITV.
Anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up. This week we should be celebrating a little bit more, possibly TV with ITV 70. But I'll just turn off my background and I'll just quickly show you what's turned up, because I tell you what, there's more turned up this week than has turned up in our week.
It's been a bit scarce, hasn't it? Previous weeks,
and I will mention one film that I think if you haven't seen it, you've got to watch it. So I'll send you a copy.
And I will. I have got a film I want to talk about a lot, but anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, you can talk about that when I'm dealing with my mum. So, as you know, I was a big fan earlier on of these Vault range.
Yeah,
you know, the big things.
Yeah.
So my two have turned up. So The Shining turned up. You know, the big Vault version of The Shining.
Yeah.
It comes in a deluxe sort of like setting. So that's, and you can tell therefore that if The Shining came through, the other one did. So there we are. There's Poltergeist, and it does mean that I've now got all 10 of these Vault range. You know, they're lovely. Nice. They've all got a thing there. They all have a number at the top. They've all They're all sort of like lovely, and they even come now with a steel book inside the actual box, which it didn't do before. But they've got rid of this LCD crystal that was part of the first 8.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. Flow did eventually turn up. Flow. I don't know if I showed that last week. So this is the one that Muckman said, "Oh, you want to get that?" And it was sent to me, and then 2 days later it said it was returned and refunded because it was damaged. I never sent it back, so I don't know what the hell's going on there. But I managed to get another copy, so I was all right.
Yeah.
So a lot of steel books turned up. So just a reminder, I haven't had any films turn up for weeks. Right?
Yeah.
So this was a sort of bump a lot. So 28 years later turned up.
Yeah.
So we've all watched that. We all know what we think about that. And we've all watched this one as well, Ballerina. And this is the HMV exclusive one.
Yeah.
I didn't order both copies. So I've only got the HMV exclusive. So basically it is the unique cover version. And I think that's probably the best way to go. Night of the Living Dead. What is it? The 35th anniversary? Yeah, it is.
Is that the original remake?
It's the 35th anniversary, so count back.
Yeah. I think that'll be 1990, won't it? That one.
Yes, it's a remake.
The second one. The remake. Yeah.
And then what is in most people's Marmite film, but I was obviously going to get it, is Krull.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a Marmite film because most people were expecting the sort of special effects that you'd get with Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it came out and it was much like all of the other 80s from Britain, where, you know, the 80s type films with the special effects being quite good. But it's not, in no way is it Star Wars. Do you know what I mean? So this is the film that I think that you ought to watch. If you haven't seen it already, I think you'll love it. It's a film called Aftermath.
All right, yeah.
Right? It stars Kieran Knightley, Alexander Skarsgård, and Jason Clarke. Now, what you have to understand about the film is that it's set after the war.
Right.
So Britain has moved into Germany to help rebuild. Yeah. Even though we won the war, we had a right to go in there and sort of like help. But there's a lot of young Germans that were still part of Hitler's army. They had 88 on their, tattooed on there, which is the 8th letter of the alphabet, which is HH. So that's Heil Hitler, and you basically, you know where they come from. Now, we had to therefore stay in houses that weren't bombed. So we took over a number of houses, and Keira Knightley and this British soldier move into an aristocracy type house that was only semi-bombed, and the German family is still living there. But they move into the top floor where it's bombed, while the ground floor, which is full of artwork and aristocracy type paintings and everything, are all adorning. And it's only until they get their papers where they can therefore live in Germany or not. You know, depends on what your allegiance was with Hitler and a number of other things to do with the paperwork. So these two families don't get on. You know, you've got a dad and you've got a daughter, you know, the German side, where their mother was bombed, you know, was killed. And you've got Keira Knightley's character where their son was killed by a bomb about a couple of years previously, and their marriage is therefore on the rocks. So he's out there trying to help the Germans. She's antagonistical towards the Germans that are living in the house, but she falls in love with him. But that's because she never got over the death of her son, and the reason for that is he was a very much an army man, and he handled the death badly by putting himself into his work. Yeah. So it's all about what was going on that I was interested in, was what was going on with rebuilding Berlin. And the interesting thing is it's a period drama where you just basically can't help but fall in love with it because of the styling and the acting and everything else. I wouldn't say that it's it's a steelbook owning, fantastic thing. But I think you'd look at it and you'd go, oh yeah, that was all right. That great, because we've seen so many films during the war, before the war, a long time after the war, looking back at how these people helped during the Holocaust and all of that sort of stuff. But we haven't really seen directly afterwards, where the Germans are needing help and we helped.
Yes,
and what the conflict was like. After that point.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think you'd like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a great, interesting period. Very interesting.
Well, I mean, like I said, it will all depend on what whether you'd like.
Oh no, easily. I could see I like that. It's an interesting period.
I'd have liked to have known more about what was going on than I would of the drama and the love bit. You know what I mean? Because I'm not really interested in a girl falling in love with a German and keeping it away from the husband, and the husband finds out and all of this sort of stuff. And I'd like to, but it was very interesting on what the daughter did, because the daughter was sort of like 16, 17. So she was rushing out of the house all the time, going to Berlin and joining the party of people that were part of Hitler's secret army, the HH people. And that's because she was renegading against her dad. Basically, she was, trying to rebel. You see what I mean? And when she rebelled, then she basically became, entangled in this sort of like group of people, and these group of people wanted to know what her dad's allegiance was and what the British people were doing inside that house, so that they could go out and kill people. Because that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to cause disruption. We'd go away Britain, you know what I mean? And you get to know certain young soldiers that were still just surviving the war. They just survived the war. They were privates. They're still privates. They're doing all the meaningless work. They're driving this British sergeant type soldier around, and I tell you, one of them gets shot in the head, just driving him. And you have to think to yourself, Christ, you've just gone through all the conflict. You probably went and did a lot of service, in the war. You're not been recognized yet. You're now just still doing the meaningless charges. And there's these people that the war is over, and they're shooting you in the head. You're dead.
Yeah.
So you all the way you got all the way through 5-6 years, and then bang, you're dead anyway. That must be awful. Just think what the family were like, saying, you got through the war, your son's still alive, and then you get a telegram through the post saying, oh, by the way, he's dead now because he got shot by a antagonist's bullet. After the war. I mean, that must have been just as bloody awful as getting the telegram that said your son's died in the war. You know what I mean? So, all right. So I've just got to go now. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay. Well, might as well talk about some of the stuff that I've been watching. Let's see. I don't normally mention Prime. I do watch bits and pieces on there. I never seem to get on with it. I've said that previous week, but I did watch a film called A Woman Scorned, which is 2025, and I thought it was a really good revenge film. It was typical of that, what you get, the murder of her sister by these blokes and the way she did it. And I thought it was really well done. I enjoy all these revenge kind of films, definitely. So that was good for once. I actually found something that was really good on Prime. As I say, I never know what to watch on there. And I thought, I found something. Now, the next film I want to talk about is, I'll show it here, is this one. It's King Arthur. And this is the director's cut of it. I don't know what was in the theatrical cut because it doesn't give you any choice or anything. I'll tell you Yeah, and there are some deleted scenes as well. So goodness knows what the theatrical cut was like. But this film, I think, is absolutely brilliant because for once we get in a film which is looking at Arthur in a more historical context. Now, I know if you're bored of history, you'll be going, oh, God, no, it's going on about history again. But I do enjoy the sort of mythical, sort of magical side of the King Arthur legends. I mean, who wouldn't enjoy the magical side of that with Merlin? But this film is set in the Roman period. And of course, historically, that's where King Arthur came from. Maybe in this, they've had to still guess a lot. The records are very sketchy, but we know that there was a King Arthur. But whether it had the same impact as it's saying in this film, I think it could be debatable. But I liked it for that, and the fact that normally when you get King Arthur, it's in the medieval period. It's always in the medieval period, and Merlin they portrayed not, as I say, in the magical way. And the actor who played King Arthur was Clive Owen, and he's really good in this. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. I liked his portrayal again because it wasn't what we sometimes get of King Arthur, the bearded man. He didn't have a beard as well in this. It was just really different. And then Keira Knightley, I think this must have been a very early role for her, and she's really good. She's very good looking as well. She's really quite pretty in this, and she's really good. This is you see how she developed as an actress as well. And then of course we've got Mads Mikkelsen, who's going to pop up in another film, the Danish actor who I know Jamie Muckman movies is a big fan of, and in this, he's really good, really enjoying. And then we've got somebody who I absolutely think is fantastic, and that's Ray Winston. Ray Winston's in this, and he's kind of almost like a bit of a comedy aspect to him, and he's really good. You can't help but love Ray Winston. Absolutely wonderful the way he is. Absolutely. We do have the round table. We see the round table, and you can see it in there. There's lots of things in it that are absolutely brilliant, and it fits. Even though, as I say, it's trying to be historically accurate, it doesn't really matter. As I always say, I know I love history and all things. It's a film, and therefore a film is a film, and it doesn't have to have all the totally historical accurate. But I liked what they're trying to do, and I think that was a nice, refreshing take on it. Really, absolutely, really refreshing. If you like King Arthur films, and you haven't seen this one, give it a watch, because you might be surprised again at this take on King Arthur, and I think it's good. Yeah, definitely. And then the other film that in a way follows some of what Delboy was mentioning. This is in the Second World War. It's called Flame and Citron, and of course this also has Mads Mikkelsen in this, and it's a Danish film, so it's Danish language. You got subtitles on it, but this film is absolutely incredible. It's set in the wartime occupation by the Nazis. Denmark was one of the countries they invaded pretty quickly. of the Scandinavian countries. They didn't go into Sweden, but they went into Denmark. And well, it's next to Germany anyhow, so I suppose it was a place they wouldn't actually go to. But what I like this, it's about the resistance, the resistance, and also it's about people betraying people in many ways as well, because obviously there's a lot of people who when these occupiers came in, they collaborated. There's collaborators. There's people you cannot trust. And it's on about trust as well. This film talks about killing as well. Is it justified? Whatever. As one of the characters says, the killing, it doesn't matter. They're Nazis. We'll kill them. And then other people saying, but do you kill their wives? Do you kill, anybody that's associated with the Nazis? Is it, is it ethical in that sense that you kill their wives, and this is really ask those questions really well. But it's a great film. I thought it captured that period really well, and you could imagine similar questions would be asked in any resistance movement. If the Nazis had have invaded our country, we'd have had a resistance. Undoubtedly, there'd have been an English resistance movement. And what would we have done? How would we have reacted? Because they were collaborators, We'd have probably had the traitor king on the throne under a Nazi government. There would have been Edward. That's it. The one that was only Prince of Wales. He abdicated. I think we'd have had him there. He'd have been a collaborator, undoubtedly. So we would have had an interesting situation in this country. I would be fascinated. But anyhow, to get back to this film, it's well filmed. It's put together really well. You get all the viewpoints of the characters, and this younger character, it's called Flame and Citron. Flame is the younger one. He's not bothered. He's like a Terminator almost. He'll kill them. He'll go and kill a Nazi, whatever. He's got no qualms whatsoever. Whereas Citron, which is Mads Mikkelsen's character, has been doing this a long time. He's got a family life. We see scenes where it's his daughter's birthday, and he's got that normality of a family life, and then he has to go and do this where he's just shooting people. And that's where there is one scene where he can't do it. He can't kill this woman, and he's got to kill her. That's what the orders have been, that she's got to be assassinated. But him, the younger character, Flame, he just goes straight up there, does the job, kills her without a thought, comes down and does it. And it's just interesting about the nature of, killing people, what the justification of it. When is it justified? But I say this is a Danish film, and I was just blown away by it. Absolutely blown away. I mean, what can you say? It's just excellent film. Yeah, I was just so pleased to have got this. This is one that Tony sent. I know I get the jokes about the Tony films, but Tony's got a great taste, and I can imagine why he had this in his collection. It's just superb, absolutely superb. So, okay, let's say, I know he's not here, but I'll just talk about it. My film of the week was Weapons. Delboy sent me a download of it, and it's such an amazing film. I didn't realize it was the producer, director, and also writer is Zach Kreger. I think that's his name. That's his name, right? And he was the director of a really good film that a lot of you might have seen, Barbarian. I mean, what a film that was. And then he's produced this. And seriously, for me, this is one of the best films I've seen this year. Whether it's at my top, I don't know. It may well get there. I actually would say this might be sacrilege because I did love it so much. I do love Sinners, but I think this is even better than Sinners. Definitely. I think what it is, it's the way it's filmed, the narrative as well. It's done in 4 parts. I mean, what happens is at 2:00 in the morning, in the night, all these children suddenly run away. They run away, and it's in a certain way they do it. They just go out and then they disappear. And there's only one boy who is left behind. He doesn't do that. And we see it when they go into the school the next day. He's the only one there. And there's this big thing. Where have all these children gone? The mystery is fantastic. I mean, where are they? Where are all these children? And as the story unravels, you start to still get into the mystery. I loved it because once you get to the end, you're going, oh, wow, that is the story. And the way it's done is absolutely brilliant as well. It's done in 4 viewpoints. You get the teacher saying what happened in the day, how she sees it. And then we get the father of one of the children who's, wanting to know what's happened to his son. Then we get the police officer who's investigating what's happened. And he's, like everybody else, can't work out what is going on. And then we get the one who was left behind, the child. And then it all comes together. And at the end of the film, you're going, wow, this is just brilliant. The way it's done. It's definitely, as say, one of the best films of the year. Undoubtedly. It's only 2 hours, 8 minutes. It's absolutely just sails by. Absolutely loved it. And I recommend it. Anybody who's not seen Weapons, and I'm going to, when it comes out on physical media, it's a must. I've got to have it in the collection. But I really rate it. Have you watched it yet?
I wish I could say that I've seen it all, but I've watched half.
Oh,
and that's because I've had a bit of a hellish week.
Yeah, and I know that. Yeah,
and the films that I saw, Krull and Aftermath, they were all before the Monday, if you see what I mean. I saw those.
Yeah.
I sent you Weapons. Oh, it must have been Sunday, Monday, mustn't it? Somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yes.
And then, of course, the world went upside down a little bit for me.
Yeah,
I did after watching half of it, and I was really enjoying it. Recognized 2 things. There was that Simon Mayo and Commode they tried to do a review of it, and he said he had the hardest job of trying to do a review because it's all based around the singular event at the beginning, which is a spoiler. And then it's hard then to explain the rest of the film.
Well, I hope I've explained it without giving anything really away.
Yeah, he said it was the hardest thing to do when you're.
It is, but it's all
the whole beginning is key, and it tells you what the rest of it.
As you see these 4 people giving their view of what happened on that day. Then it all comes together, and then you're thinking, "Oh, wow, yeah." You can. It's just brilliant. I can see why people have praised this film. And
And
it's definitely one of
the
the
next thing is that I heard a report that the director's first film, Barbarian, which I don't know if you mentioned,
it's
that's
great.
now one step closer to getting a physical release.
Oh, good.
Which is
It
great
needs
because I am probably the only one in England who hasn't seen that film.
Oh, you love it. You'll agree. Barbarian.
So I'm sort of like looking forward to that being released. I could easily watch it because I've got Netflix, Prime, and Disney, and it's bound sure to be on one of them. I think it's a Netflix film, is it? Is it a Netflix film or is it a?
I don't know.
Is it a Prime film? Well, it's bound sure to be one of those two. It won't be Disney.
Yeah.
I've watched a little bit of TV as well called Only Murders in the Building, which I really like because of Steve Martin and Martin Short.
I've seen that one.
So they've started a new season.
Yeah.
So I've watched a bit of that, but that's because it's easy because it's little blocks of watching, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
I missed Tony's segment. Yay me! Yay!
The Tony one. Yeah.
That cheers me up. Don't have to listen to that Tony bloody bastard sending stuff to you.
It's interesting because it was a Second World War linked film as well.
Was it
Danish. Really? A Danish film. A Danish film.
Was it? Well. Yeah. Did he send you a pack of bacon with it?
Oh, no.
I wouldn't put it past him.
And King Arthur, I talked about as well.
King Arthur. Oh, King Arthur. Which, you mean is that a 2000s film?
2004 one with
yeah.
Keira Knightley, Clive Owen.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there was a very, very big hoo-ha about that because Keira Knightley was superimposed and they made her boobs bigger or something. And they said, why is it that the posters are now being augmented with all of this sort of stuff? You don't need to do all of that sort of thing. And I remember that was a big thing on the posters of that film.
Really?
That's what I remember about that.
Yeah, it's a good film, though. I recommend it, definitely.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed it. A more historical-based film without the mystical magic, that's the film for you.
I told you, all you have to do is do a film with Knights Templars or Knights or King Arthur or Robin Hood or any of that, and you've got me hooked.
Yeah. Well, it was good because it was set in the Roman time, which is when King Arthur comes from in the legends of
basically it's all what they consider. Yeah, it's all considered to be the old wife tales of that particular era. So
it's all medieval, all the previous stuff. It's all the medieval stuff. It's
I love all that. So.
Yeah, I do. So I think that's me. I've talked about Weapons because Weapons is a film that should be talked about, and I think is one of the best films I've seen this year. So, without further ado,
I'm glad I sent you a good film. It's one that I've ordered. It's one I've ordered. It's not like when I do these sends, it's only because I know you can't get to the cinema at the moment. The other thing is it's not streaming at the moment. The other thing is it's going to get a physical release. If you like it, I know you're going to earmark it as I'm ordering.
I'm going to buy that. I'll buy it. I'll definitely buy it.
So I don't see the harm.
Yeah. Oh no.
If I could go to the cinema, I'd have gone to the cinema. If you could have done, we're both in a situation where you've got a son, I've got my mum. How do I get? Why should I miss out when I'm a big film person and I'm going to buy it?
Yeah.
They'll get their money.
Yeah. Well, what I'm glad is that it was a film that lived up to what people have been saying, because everybody's been talking about Weapons, and it was good that you thought, for once, because sometimes people talk about films and it doesn't live up to expectations.
Well, I know I'm going to be able to back cinema again as soon as we get to the point with my sister and I where I'm doing the evening and she's doing the morning, because when it gets to a Saturday, then things are a bit more lax, and I might be able to go and see an afternoon or a morning, film.
Yeah.
because the last film I saw was Fantastic Four: First
Yeah.
Step.
Yeah.
And I've seen, I would say I've seen 12 films this year at the cinema. I feel bad about that because this time last year I would have seen double, triple that.
Yeah.
And therefore I know that it's just so difficult for me. Just so difficult for me at the moment. So
yeah. Well, another thing is you might get in there and start watching a film and you could be exhausted and might end up actually nodding off. That could easily
that's one of the things, but I also have to look at the fact that with my sister might be doing the morning and me doing the evening, it might be easier because there's no waiting around for my mum if she wants to go to bed.
Yeah.
So if she wants to go to bed earlier, then I'm going to bed earlier.
Yeah.
If, all of this sort of stuff.
Which will be a good thing.
The very nature of we can't gauge whether she's going to be tired or not and all of that sort of stuff means that we're hanging about, and I could have got to my mum to bed half an hour earlier.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? But we're hanging around because I know that my sister's on her way or whatever. So all of that sort of stuff doesn't work. And I've told my sister it does not work. And we're getting to a point where we're approaching dark nights. I mean, I turned the lights on in our house about 6:30, 6:45 now.
It's getting quicker.
We're getting close to winter solstice. We'll get close to winter solstice soon. But what I know is that we lose, what is it, on average 3 minutes or 2 minutes a day from a certain point in the cycle. And that means that it won't be very long before we get to the 4 o'clock and it's dark.
That's right. And they'll change the clocks.
And then the clocks change and everything else.
Yeah, that's it. Well done. It's October, anyhow, next month. It's what you expect.
Next week.
Next
week. What do you mean
even?
next month? Next week.
Next week. Well, there we are. That's quick.
And then we'll see all of that YouTube. What are you watching for Halloween? And we'll have all that. I'm starting Halloween on the 1st of October, and I'm watching this all the way through to the end, and all those lists. And I'm just going.
I know. Yeah.
I do like it at the beginning, but I get bored of it.
Yeah. Well, I love horror films.
I know yours. I was going to say, Ian, I know you're standing on it. Halloween's every day. You don't need to have a celebration and have a bloody month on it or whatever.
You can watch a horror film anytime. It's for the year, for goodness sake. It's not just I sound like one of those humbug kind of people, but
no, because if you enjoy as a historian, Ian, you can put us right in the fact that they say, Halloween, October 31st, a pagan ritual, all this sort of stuff. Right.
And that's why the day after is considered All Saints Days. It was the Christians trying to get
I think somebody said, just like Christmas, right? It's not for everybody. In fact, pure pagans will turn around and say, it wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
That day is not the official whatever it is. And this is where I'm saying, so all that stuff about us celebrating, Halloween on that particular day, actually, it's a load of bollocks, to be honest. Somebody actually just chose that day, and actually it was a week earlier or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly. All these things, it's like December the 25th for the birth of Christ. That day is just put on there. It's because people wanted something to look forward to. It does go back to pagan times because people want, a long winter. What brightens up a long winter? I know, people getting together, having some booze, some good food, giving presents. There you are, Christmas. That's what people did, Really.
So all I was getting at was Halloween probably isn't even October 31st. So bollocks to it all. You can have it whenever you want.
Yeah, exactly. And horror films are good any time of year. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Anyhow, so let's get into this. We've got Wee Bob Art saying, Evening, gents. Hope you're both doing well. I'm watching and listening along. I'm playing a game called U-Boat. I'm sure you can guess it's a sub-sim.
It's a submarine simulation game.
Yeah.
And that enlightens me to ask the question, Ian, what's your favourite submarine film?
Oh, crikey. I always say it because it spawned a great series. The Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, the original film. Yeah, because I mean, there's nothing better than Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea as a TV series. Wonderful series, and that film spawned it. So that's what my favorite submarine film is.
Yeah.
What about yours? I might as well ask you. What's your favorite submarine?
I'm just trying to think of the title of it. And yeah, I've seen it a million times.
What, Das Boot, is it?
No, I was going to say the first one is Das Boot because that also had a TV series.
Yeah.
But it's the one with Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington in it.
Oh, is that Crimson Tide?
Crimson Tide. Tide.
Yeah, good film. Great actors.
Always. Crimson Tide is one I can watch over and over again. And I think the reason for it is Gene Hackman, to be quite honest. I like Denzel Washington, but I tell you what, if you wanted to name the standout character in the whole of that film, it's first, Gene Hackman, second, the dog, third, Denzel Washington. That used to be my in-joke. Even the dog beats Denzel because it cocks its leg up everywhere. And makes me laugh. But I must admit, I think it beats Hunt for Red October. I think it beats Run Silent, Run Deep even.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. Mm.
And I'm a big fan of Run Silent, Run Deep.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, I saw Run Silent, Run Deep the moment I read an article that Star Trek in the TV series, where they were chasing a Romulan ship that blew up. Is basically based on Run Silent, Run Deep because it's two warships that need to keep silent. One sound, and you give your cover away on where you were.
Yeah.
So there's this cloaked ship, and the other one is being cloaked by a nebula or whatever it is. And if you make a noise, drop a spanner on the floor, and bang, that's it. Your cover's blown, and you're blown up. Run Silent, Run Deep is exactly that. It's a cat and mouse.
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you another Star Trek film, The Wrath of Khan. I think the director said that about
because
marine film.
I mean, they go into the Montara Nebula, don't they? Where basically the odds are even. The Enterprise is crippled. The Reliant is semi-crippled. They've got no scanners. They've got no shields. You're basically floating around, and of course, it's a 3D space, so you could be above, you could be below. Just like underwater. So basically it's how the hell do you blow something up when you can't see it?
Yeah.
And you can't, your sensors aren't working and all of that sort of stuff. It's a very keen moment of that film.
Yeah.
The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Amongst a lot of key moments, I think it's been parodied. With the Khan bit with Kirk, and then obviously there's a lot of firsts. It's the first film with CGI in it, the very, very first film with computer generated imagery in it. All the rest is hand drawn, whatever it is. It's not computers. That and a whole animated sequence of the Genesis effect.
Oh right, yeah.
So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it deserves the praise it gets.
Yeah.
But to me, it was the start of sort of like formulative similar films afterwards, with the motion picture standing out as being its own thing because they didn't even have the same uniforms. all of that sort of stuff. You know, it was everybody returning, so of course they were all prickly and you know, all of that sort of stuff. Where the others are right, it's now a military thing, so they're all wearing red tunics. They're all, you know, and from then on, they're all doing that, and that means it turned into. That's where most people consider the first Star Trek film, and I don't. I still consider Star Trek the motion picture to be
same here. I think it's actually it's controversial, but I think it's the best Star Trek film. Motion picture.
Well, you see, I've always turned around and said that
it's the best one.
To me, spiritually, the motion picture is the first. I've always said that the Wrath of Khan and motion picture to me are equal.
Yeah,
because I love them both, but for two different reasons.
Yeah.
And you couldn't have, I don't think, really, the Wrath of Khan without the motion picture.
Yeah.
They would have made they would have made the mistakes of the first film.
Yeah.
I've got no doubt whatsoever.
Yeah.
With the second film, if the second film was the first film, do you see what I mean? And then you wouldn't have 9 sequels.
I can't believe, but this is just my personal opinion, that people were so critical about the motion picture. They said it was the slow motion picture. They said it was too long, and it's not. I watched it at the cinema and fell in love with it straight away. It was one of my great cinema moments. I just couldn't believe to see Star Trek on the big screen. It was fantastic. One of the great moments of my life of watching cinema.
I've said it a million times. Some people will just turn around and they will say, "It's just too slow."
No.
Right?
No. Yeah.
I mean, I do understand slow means boring, slow means lumbersome, slow means this, that, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's what they were trying to do. And there's a lot that you like in it, because you learn about the fact that the Federation has got docks and so forth in space to build their ships. I always wondered, how the hell did they do this? You got the Epsilon 9 station, which is a deep space sort of like thing that's basically scanning further beyond. So that's that. There's that. You've got San Francisco that never looked so good. I mean, I can watch that shuttle flyby with Kirk landing with that music playing. You've got Jerry Goldsmith's score, which is canon now.
Exactly.
About everything. You've got the new warp effect, which I thought looked stunning. You've got that's also canon now, the wormhole effect, which is where the engine's in balance. So I always wondered, if you had something that could go light speed and you've got engines that can do this, then what the hell would happen if they were in balance? What if the right-hand side was not the same equal mix as the left-hand side? What would that do? And now we know wormhole effects and all sorts of stuff. And then you bring in things like time dilation and all of that sort of stuff, which is all sort of science fiction mumbo jumbo and all of that. And to top it all, you've got a kick back to something that's fictional but possibly could have happened, which is Voyager.
Yes, exactly.
And as soon as you mention Voyager, you've got me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You've got me. As simple as that. It's like my favorite space mission in everything that's ever been done by NASA is the Voyager mission.
Yeah.
So if you've put that right at the end, and I didn't see it because they kept calling it Voyager, I went, "What the fuck's Voyager? What's all that shit about?" Right? And then you got Kurt going, "It's Voyager." Oh shit! I'm going, "Oh my god! Wow! What a play on words! That's great. That's marvelous. I like all of that."
And I think the thing that people forget, do you know why Star Trek is loved so much? It's the characters. Characters. And it's still got that. The films, even the first film, which people again criticize, you've still got the characters there. It's wonderful. And, that's what people love, the characters. That's what makes Star Trek so enduring. Why people are still talking about on funny live streams all these years later, like ours. The That's why.
There's a lot of myth as well, actually, in canon lore for Star Trek. And I'll end it here because I know people are pissed off with me talking about the motion picture all the time. But they did say that at the end of Star Trek: The Motion Picture, which ended quite good, really. I mean, at the end of the day, you see the warp effect, and and you've got we've had a birth of and all this sort of stuff. Apparently, that was the jump part of Kirk's new 5-year mission. And then when that 5-year mission ended, he turned into Admiral. Then while he was as an Admiral, he's older. He's not jumping galaxies anymore. So it makes the Wrath of Khan even more poignant, because Wrath of Khan is all about age and life and death. Right? That's what it's all about. So, of course, Kirk's reminiscing and going, jumping around galaxies is a thing for the young and all of this sort of stuff. And it's because he's done 2 5-year missions. Yeah.
Would it have been good to have had a film with those 5-year missions? What happened? That would have been really good.
Well, there was talk that it was going to be a television series.
Yeah, I saw that as well. But I was worried because it's the new lot of people doing it. And
I mean, it wouldn't work now, because I can't imagine five seasons of a Star Trek series with them wearing them pajamas.
No.
Start.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, the actor who plays Kirk in this new lot of Star Trek is just not very good. He's just not a standout actor at all. Anyhow, we're going on about Star Trek. Let's do some more comments. And then evening, gents. Not been able to catch up for a while, but thank you, Jim, for joining us. Thank you so much. And then we've got Cy saying, evening, gang. Evening, Cy. Welcome.
Yeah, hi, Cy, you little shit. Yeah.
The golden age of ITV came to an end with London Weekend Television. You sort of mentioned that, didn't you, about that?
Well, I saw what Cy wrote, and I went, you know what? I can understand why people would think. London Weekend Television, by the way, started it all off, really.
Yeah.
Because London Weekend Television is exactly as it says. It comes from London. We take over the control of your TV for the weekend.
Yeah.
Television. And then regional broadcasts were Monday to Friday night. As soon as Saturday ticked over, London Weekend Television took over. And what you have to gather from that is that London Weekend Television then produced shows that the regional programs would put out, because regional programs didn't have all of the money to be able to make high-end stuff. So what you have to understand is, things like On the Buses and all that sort of stuff would come either regional or from London Weekend Television. So I understand when the ident went away and we turned to ITV1. That's the death of gold of when television meant something. But I do understand also that there's been a lot of stuff that's come out under the ITV1 label that you could turn around and say is good. And that's why I say the satellite is where the quality, you couldn't keep up with the money.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Sky had too much money. Because it's all advertisement with ITV, and with the BBC, it's all to do with the license. So Sky, being as it's that movie, it's that media mogul, that had the newspapers.
Murdoch.
Basically, he had a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
He could lose the money on the hardware. He didn't give a shit.
No.
It'd get it all back with the subscriptions in the end. But there you are.
Yeah. No.
That's why I don't like Sky now.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I know that there's Sky and I can watch it and telly's there and everything like that. But they don't care about the hardware, so they bring out stupid things like we've got a television now with everything built in, and they call it Sky Glass and all of this sort of stuff. And I'm going, I don't want your telly.
Yeah. No.
Right? I want my own telly and the box that goes into the telly with your Sky Bing, right? Because that's how I want it. I don't want to be shut down and trapped behind the hardware that you've actually made, because Sony make television so much better than you guys do.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And putting everything into the telly. What I didn't know, you can't record a program.
Yeah.
It's got no memory in it.
Well,
it's got no hard drive.
Yeah.
So you can watch it. It's not for you for recording anything.
No.
Apparently that's fixed in Glass 2 or something. They're bringing out a set. I'm just turning around and going bollocks to you lot. A lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sai says ITV used to have Survival for a wildlife show.
Yeah.
So that ended years ago. That's right. Yeah. Remember that.
Yeah.
And then Rocket Bunny says, "Hey guys, hope you're both well. Need to chill and calm down for a bit after playing Stalker 2 for an hour. Need some film TV chat to de-stress me." Well, hopefully we are.
Actually, I've got to answer this now.
Go on.
Because somebody's put Sky Q is the 4K Boxdel, right?
Oh,
well, at the end of the day, I've got Sky, right? So obviously I'm aware. But if you just drop that box for a minute, if you just drop what Rocket Bunny's put there, look.
All right.
You'll see my Sky Q box. So I know Sky Q is that. But what I'm saying is they're trying to get rid. What I was trying to say was they're trying to get rid of Sky Q. They want you to buy their telly called Sky Glass. That's what that's where I turn around and go, bollocks. Up yours, Sky.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's see.
And by the way, hi Rocket Bunny, yay!
Yeah. Sai says, as a Geordie, I can't go against Ant and Dec. They're like royalty up here. All right, fine.
Yeah, well, I knew there was a reason. Was a reason for bombing the northeast.
Now, here we've got one. I like this one. This is what Sai says. It was sad to hear the passing of Dickie Bird yesterday. Yeah, it was. I mean, what a Yorkshireman. Fantastic. He is Yorkshire through and through. But he was great, especially as he's famous with cricket, but he wasn't a cricketer. He was an umpire, which is interesting. The fact that you probably can't there's no other umpires like him who are sort of famous. He was just a personality, somebody who was just fantastic. I used to really enjoy, when they'd interview and talk to him, and he knew loads about cricket. And he was
but it was Michael Parkinson that basically always bigged up Dickie Bird, didn't he?
Yeah. Yes, another Yorkshireman.
Because Michael Parkinson's dad was very big in Yorkshire cricket.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And his dad wanted him to go into being a cricketer actually himself, but he went into journalism, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he still loved his cricket, Michael Parkinson, but he always bigged up Dickie Bird. In fact, I think he interviewed him and talked about him on radio and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think you. If you ever hear Dickie Bird's voice, I don't think you can ever forget it.
No, it was. Yeah. I think he was 92. So
isn't it funny that most I tell you what, I keep hearing that age 92. It's like bloody hell.
Yeah.
Is that a hurdle that we've got to get past now?
Yeah, I don't think I will. I would bloody lucky to.
No, I won't.
Right, yeah. Rocket Bunny says the last BBC ITV series I watched was Time. I think a prison drama with Sean Bean and Stephen Graham. Most other ITV I watch is on the streaming services now. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of us do. I mean, streaming is, it's great.
And it's why that's why I'm saying it's. I think when it comes to people of a certain age, say like my mum, they don't get satellite. They don't understand it. I've shown my mum on the remote how to watch Sky a million times before she fell really ill.
Yeah,
and she still said, as long as I can watch Emmerdale and Coronation Street, I don't give a shit, to be quite honest. So she didn't get streaming. If I was to try and tell her, look, you have to go into the TV's menu and go to this, and then you have to choose the one you want them, Prime or that, she'd have been going, what? Like that. And then to show her the menu on that when you get into it.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm going to have a rant against Sky. Sky came to us and said, we're going to reduce the price of you. We're going to improve your service. Across the road, we've got a special connection. If you put this in, it's cheaper. Agree to it. So I said, oh, great. Coming down, cheaper price, fine. So we put it in. And guess what? A bloody thing. Every so often, there's like this power thing. It just stops and you get the circles going round. This keeps happening. I thought, well, bloody hell, if you're watching a streaming thing, it's even worse on some of the pure streaming channels that you can look up on the Freeview app and you can see all these channels. Every so often it's there powering up again. So bollocks, it's a load of rubbish. I wish that we'd have kept to what it was before. Sky TV conning us. They were conning us.
The other thing is that one of those services, I think it's Glass. It relies on Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah. Well,
your Wi-Fi goes down. There's your telly off.
Yeah, exactly. My old telly is Wi-Fi. I've got all the apps, everything I do on there.
I mean, Sky Q is a network.
It's absolutely rubbish. What they've done. I preferred it when they didn't have it. We never used to have any problems with Wi-Fi until they did this. It's just ridiculous. I know we're paying less money, but still, it's supposed to improve the service. I haven't got an aerial link up at all now. It's all just Wi-Fi. But yeah, I think we were conned.
Well, Freeview 2 is next year, apparently.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. When this happens, I think to myself, this is why I like physical media even more. No problems with physical media. You can just put something on and you don't get those bloody circles going round and round. That's it. That's my rant. You don't. Always physical media is the way. Right. Let's see. We've got here Rock Bunny saying, I've picked a lot of cricket for Kent Riverside leagues in my 20s. We were all fans of his back then. Yeah. Could understand that. Steve's Gaming Part 2. Hello, everyone. Hello to the grandpas on the screen. Oh, thank you. I've been promoted to grandpa now.
Yeah, wow.
Thank you.
I tell you, I can't turn on YouTube at the moment without hearing bloody Steve's bloody voice everywhere, right? If he ain't doing content, right, he's doing bloody podcasts, right, for an hour and a half. I'm just going, I just want my YouTube back. Can I have my YouTube back, please? Where I'm not hearing Steve every time I'm opening the bloody channel up, right? I'm fed up with this bastard's voice. I mean, I know he's got a good channel and everything, but the little shit's everywhere now. Look, Christ. 4 weeks ago it was bliss. Now it's fun stuff. Oh, I mean, next week it'll be I've done my third game. I'm going, fuck you. I want my life back, Steve. You little shit.
He loves you, really. He does.
Now, little bastard, he can piss off.
Oh dear. I know we've got Rock Bunny saying, "Hey, Steve, how goes it?" And then
Too bloody good, Rocket Bunny. That's the bloody trouble.
Hi, Rocket Bunny. And then we've got Jim saying, finally caught up with the recent Nosferatu and Wolfman movies. Disappointed by both. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
I would. Nosferatu only disappointed me from a point of view that I'd heard so much. I was so anticipated by it. Yeah. But Wolfman, I was totally disappointed by it. Nosferatu, it's not as brilliant as what.
As some of the people have made out.
But it's certainly a quality film, and it's certainly a film that I wasn't. It's certainly a film that I don't regret watching.
Yeah,
I've watched it a couple of times.
Oh, so. Once was enough for me, actually, to be honest.
Yeah,
I got a bit bored in places.
I've heard that, Ian. I've heard that a lot of times. So it's not, you're not alone. I'm just saying from my point of view, really.
I thought it'd be better than it was. I don't know why. I think maybe I thought, oh well, it's going to be. So I didn't like the original. I know the original is revered, as one of the great silent classics. And for its time, I can understand all that with cinema. But even that, I didn't particularly like, that much.
Oh, I like the silent. I like the silent film.
Yeah,
there are better silent films.
Yeah.
I think it's revered because there are a number of horror films, but that one stands out. But I would say, actually, I think Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is a better film than Nosferatu from the silent era.
Yes, yeah.
But that's my argument.
I mean, I think, as I say, Nosferatu is clearly a love of that film. I've forgotten his name, the director. I'm sure somebody will know it. He's quite a well-known director in this sort of area. And he loved the film, and it was a labor of love, I think, for him. And, but it just didn't do out for me. And then we've got Tony. Hey, he's here, Tony. Evening, Ian and Del and chat.
Yeah. Welcome, Tony. Hi, Tony. Hi.
Insults.
Yeah. Hi, Tony. Yeah. Fucking bastard.
Terrible, isn't it? Hi, Tony says Sai and Rob Money. Hi, Tony. Hey, Tony. Tony says, really enjoyed the version of King Arthur. And yeah, it is reasonably historically accurate as far as we know. Liked how the Picts were not the baddies by the end of the film. Yeah, exactly. There's so much good things in that film. Absolutely highly recommended, King Arthur. Yeah, it's a different take on what we've seen in all the other films.
Never ceases to amaze me, right? I show all my films at the beginning, right? You show all your films at the beginning. Nobody talks about all the stuff that I showed, right? It's all, oh, yeah, King Arthur, yeah, great. Oh, yeah, weapons, yeah, great. Hang on a minute. I showed how many films at the beginning? Why hasn't anybody said anything about Krull or anything, right? Yeah. What the hell's going on? Is it like, oh, I go first and that's the reason why no bugger talks about my stuff or what?
It's a good point.
So about? I showed up some perfectly great the Aftermath, the Krull. I even showed up Poltergeist and bloody Shine. Nobody sat in a thing. 28 years later. Oh, look at all those great ones. Oh, I know. I'll talk about King Arthur. Look, that he brought up from 2004.
Yeah, which is a great.
The lawyer.
Yeah, he's right here. Duke of Windsor, Edward VIII. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. The Nazi king. Yeah. Ian, I'm so pleased that you enjoyed Weapons. Do you think that Amy Madigan deserves an Oscar nomination for a performance of Aunt Gladys? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Wow. It is. But the whole film deserves an Oscar. I think the whole film. But will it get it? It probably won't, will it? Weapons will not get an Oscar, which is a shame because it should do. It's one of the best films I've seen this year, undoubtedly. Yeah. I mean, will Sinners get an Oscar? No, it won't, which it should do. These films don't.
Oh,
why?
I think you sell that one a bit short because it might not get things like director, best actor.
I wish it would.
It's probably going to get something stupid like sound design or something.
But that's all they get. Yeah, they don't get the act. You don't hear of a best actor or best supporting actor or best director. They don't get those. I don't know what is going to win the Oscars, but it'll be probably pretty predictable.
Tell me something, Ian. How much do you know about what films are left?
Exactly.
Before the end of the year.
Exactly. This is why people at the beginning of the year, when they're saying what films they're looking forward to, well, most of us that do that list at the beginning, we've no idea hardly. You maybe got the month or 2 months or a big one like they say, oh, Fantastic Four is coming out, and yeah, there are always films like that. But the best films are what we don't know, and it still could be the same. Before Christmas, we may have a film that is just going to be blow us away. I hope so.
Yeah.
I like it like that.
I agree.
There'll be more films like that.
I agree.
This is why Weapons wasn't talked about, and then it's come on, and it's turned out for me as say one of the best films of the year. No one talked about it at the beginning because they didn't know. Nobody knows, but Weapons now it's a good film. Well, it's more than a good film. It's a great. What I like about Weapons is you can watch it and see all the layers to it as a film. You can just see that you're watching something that is well put together. Everything's come together in Weapons that makes a great film. It's like a bit of magic has happened. Like some films I'll say, oh, I don't think it's as good, but an actor might have a really good performance in it or something else. But this, you can just see it on the screen where everything is there in front of you and you think, wow.
Remember, I've only seen half of it, but did somebody say to me that Weapons is structure? Magnolia's structure is a little bit like Magnolia.
I'll tell you something. Guess what? I've not seen Magnolia. So I don't know. I can't talk about that.
So if I remember rightly, the reason somebody said that, I think, is because that Magnolia, if I remember, and I remember I've got the steelbook of it, but I've watched it years and years and years.
Yeah.
In fact, I haven't. That's one I haven't taken out the cover
yet.
Yeah. Is about people's several people point of view at the same point on a certain day.
Yes, this is
in New York.
It's got 4. This is
so in this one you've got 4. You've got 4 perspectives.
Sections. Yeah, and it's a really interesting thing because you think of like eyewitnesses and that you can people in crimes and people just witnessing things, and people. You can see something. Sometimes see it slightly different, don't they? The statements can be different.
Yeah.
Everybody's seeing things differently, and that's what I think is really strong about this film. And you, as a viewer, then put it all together and think, "Wow, yeah." Because
just said it's structured more like Pulp Fiction. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Pulp Fiction as well. That's another great film. But yeah, I could go on about. Sai says also, A Weapon is my favorite film of the year so far. Wow, yeah, I can understand that totally.
Well, if you've said that, matey, because I respect you so much, then that's the kiss of death. It must be a load of bollocks then. Now, did you see how I turned that around?
Yeah,
No, I don't mean that at all. You know that. only joking, Si. You know that.
Yeah.
I have to have a rant.
Yeah.
I have to turn around the tide of everything.
Yeah. And then I've seen Weapons. You did explain it without any spoilers. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I explained it without any spoilers. I didn't want to give anything away
No, I'm sorry, you spoiled it for me, little bastard. That's it. I ain't gonna watch the rest of it now. No, too bloody much. That's it, bastard, little shit.
See what I have to put up with. Yeah. And then what do you think of Auntie Gladys? Oh wow! Don't go into too much about Auntie Gladys. Tony says my feelings are terribly hurt, Del. Yeah, it's the rant against poor Tony.
Boo hoo, boo hoo. Do I give a shit? No. Of course I do. He's only joking. Look, he's got laughing look. He's got laughing look at the end. Look.
And then Sai says, I'm sorry, but I'm obsessed with Auntie Gladys. Oh dear. Yeah, what can I say? And then I'll take Kira over Gladys. Yeah, I think a lot of people would like to take Kira. But anyhow, I don't want to get into trouble with that one. Yeah. Each to their own, Sai says.
Wow,
yeah. I'm going to watch, this is Sai says, the new Paul Thomas Anderson film on Friday. Oh, I've heard this one mentioned. One battle after another is getting high praise from the press. I'm a big fan of his films, so I can't wait to find out what you think about it, because this is one of those films that is getting talked about.
Yeah.
Will it live up to it? Will it live up to it?
I haven't seen the trailer for that one.
No, well, you don't always have to see the trailers, do you? Because it might spoil some of it.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah. Sai says, I'm going to a Halloween all-nighter on the last weekend of October. I'm going to watch Fright Night, An American Werewolf in London, and 3 films which will be announced on the night, 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Well, let's hope the 3 films are going to be good that are going to be announced. They should
10 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Yeah,
that sounds like me yesterday at the hospital.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. All I would say is don't drink a lot either, and make sure you go for a toilet break at the end of every film, because there's no worse than leaving a film in the middle of a film that you have to go and you can't hold it.
I'm pretty sure Sai's been to these things before. For me, my days of going to, I went to a 72-hour festival in the 80s where they showed banned horror films.
Yeah.
And it was 72 hours. And to be quite honest, you couldn't leave the cinema. You could only go to the foyer otherwise your ticket was not,
yeah.
And I know that I was starting to fall asleep around about the 27-hour mark.
Oh, you would.
I was like, I was like this.
Yeah.
And I had to go out just to get some fresh air, just go to the foyer and that.
Yeah.
They were serving coffee and all of that sort of stuff there. And at that particular point, I hadn't had an awful lot of coffee, so I was okay. But by the time I got to the 48th hour, I was nearly dead.
Yeah.
And it's a 72-hour thing. And I just went, do you know what? This would have been so much better if it had been 48 hours, because I'd have said I've got to the end. And 72 hours, I must have slept through the last 12 hours.
Too much. So I suppose 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. is doable. It is doable.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's not too bad, that. Though I'd probably end up falling asleep and probably getting kicked out. Because I'd probably be snoring or something. And then 4 screens, each showing 5 different movies. Wow. Yeah.
Can you mix and match?
Yeah, these are mix and match. And then Tony Hawk says VTT bots. Sorry, I don't know what that means. I don't know. Bots.
I know what a bot is, but I don't know what he's referring. I missed the beginning, so I don't know what that.
I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, I'm trying to explain. Cy Robson, I won't comment. Save on the spoilers for others. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit commercial in my taste. I enjoyed Crimson Tide and Red October. Yeah, well, great films. And then I did go and watch Arctic yesterday and enjoyed it after it was mentioned in one of these streams. Watch Midnight Run.
Oh wow, there's a film.
Like a typical 80s movie, very enjoyable. Great, fantastic.
Midnight Run is a classic for the 80s.
Yeah. Fantastic. And then Sai says Das Boot. That's it. Yes, of course, submarines. And then Steve's going part 2 says I can't watch Crimson Tide when he orders a sharp turn to port side, but they actually turn to starboard. I couldn't watch anymore. Ridiculous. Oh,
that's probably just an editing thing.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, you're talking about whether you see a special effect go left or right, right? In the script it says this, and then they show the wrong.
There's no way I would have noticed that. I wouldn't have noticed that at all.
Oh, this is the thing about Steve, the little bastard.
He knows it's everything.
He looks at something like that and he goes, bollocks to it. Look, they ain't even got that right. I ain't watching it. It's a film, you daft son.
Exactly.
It's a film.
Yeah.
It's not being shown to the Navy so that you can learn how to pilot a bloody sub, is it?
You're not taking notes.
Are you looking at the dash? Are you looking at the dashboard? You know, and going, oh look, there's a button that says starboard. Look. You know, there's no manual that comes with Crimson Tide. You know what I mean? Taking the piss out of me, but I totally get it with games. But yeah, film.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll say no. Rock Bunny. Oh, and coincidentally, one of my favorite new Ooh stories is Cold War with Matt Smith and an Ice Warrior. Crikey, I haven't seen that for ages.
On a submarine,
yeah.
It got a lot of attention, that one, because the Ice Warriors hadn't been seen, had they, for a long time. I thought it was a bit lackluster, to be quite honest.
I think it was a bit of a disappointment, like so many.
It's just that I was expecting it to be a bit better than it was, because the Ice Warriors are some sort of like a little bit of a fan favorite.
Yeah.
You know, when I've seen things like Seeds of Doom, and I've seen things like it's not Seeds of Doom. Sorry, the Ice Warriors for one. What's that one that's set?
It is the Seeds of Doom, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Seeds of Doom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seeds of Doom. I've seen. For God's sake, with John Pertwee and
there's two with them in the Peladon ones.
Peladon, yeah.
Peladon,
yeah.
The return and that, excellent.
And to be quite honest. That because of that start, I did like them, and then I thought to myself, why are they gone for so long? They were actually quite good, but then I must admit, when I look at the John Pertwee ones and they're dressed up as in green, it don't look right, do it? They're from an ice planet and they're green, and I just go, why would they? I don't know what it is, but green stands out in the snow quite substantially. Would these creatures be green? I don't think they would, and I started to look at things a little bit differently as I started to watch Who through my childhood.
Yeah.
So I started to question things like that. In black and white, it didn't make a blind bit of difference.
Yeah. Anyway, I would say one thing. I always say this every week, but
it's Seeds of Death.
It's a hell of a lot.
Rocket Bunny, by the way, says it's Seeds of Death.
All the rubbish that has now been put out with Doctor Who, which in Doctor Who, miles better than this. Anyhow, Tony says Enemy Below is one not mentioned very much. Robert Mitchum He's a World War II destroyer captain hunting Kurt Jorgen's U-boat. Oh, excuse me. That sounds good. Another good one.
Didn't I turn around and say to you the what's it called? Is it called the Pink Petticoat? Oh, what's it called?
Which one?
It's called something like the Pink Petticoat or something like that. The boat that they make pink, and it's got Tony Curtis in it.
Oh, crikey! Something like, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I know that one with pink one. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, there's a fantastic conversation going on about Doctor Who now. And I have to say, yeah, Seeds of Doom is great. Seeds of Doom, the Tom Baker one, is sort of like The Thing, really. A little bit.
Yeah.
Seeds of Death is the one we were talking about.
Yeah.
So it's a slip of the tongue. But I still go back to the fact that the black and white Ice Warrior ones were fantastic and the colour ones less so.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's some mess.
Oh, it's Operation Petticoat. That was it. You see how it is when I'm a bit tired. I can't think that fast.
Yeah. The Ice Warriors it's just one. It's unfortunate with the missing episodes, but there we are.
Yeah.
We had a complete one. And then Steve's giving me, I love Wrath of Khan. As for the motion picture, well, I found it boring. Yeah, that's what a lot of people said, but I didn't.
I've got no problem with it. I've got no problem with people saying that. I've heard it for years and years and years. I'm dead to that. So I just go, well, you might have missed something that I did, that I watched. You know, I mean, not everybody picks up upon the subplots that are going on with that. I mean, it's a very dark film. Just think about that transporter accident that's in that film. That's very dark.
Yes, it is,
Fortunately, Enterprise, what came back didn't live long. Great, bloody hell! That's a nice part to the film, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, we've got Jim Jam. It says, good evening. Good evening. There we are. Good evening. Welcome, Jim Jam. Here we are. Who's been watching classic TV on ITV? Well, we know you have because we saw your video of it. Yes.
Yeah. He's obviously going for a plug there. Yeah.
Yeah. And Network. Oh, I mentioned Network. Did I mention Network? Yeah. Jim Jam in the house. Hey, man. Oh, crikey. Well, welcome anyway in the house. Ali G or whatever it is.
Ali G in the house.
Rock Bunny, my favourite Trek film is Undiscovered Country. It has a very next-gen plot with all the politics, but with the old cast. Really moves the Star Trek universe forward. I agree. I love Undiscovered Country. I think
Undiscovered Country is in my top 3.
Yeah.
And Undiscovered Country was a very, very early Laserdisc for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that I got it on Laserdisc because it showed the long version as well as the short version. So, well, not the short version, the theatrical version. Because there is obviously the meeting at Count Kittimer, isn't there? And there's the assassination plot.
All that,
all of that sort of stuff is elongated in the longer version. Commander Cartwright. I'm not giving anything away. I just mentioned the name, right? But it just goes to show you how much I do know that film. Because I mean, who remembers Commander Cartwright? They go, who the fuck's that? Right? But I do. I mean, I must have seen that trailer for that film when it was I think it was the 25th anniversary that was coming out for, wasn't it? Or was it just after the 25th anniversary?
I think it was.
There was all of that, those cutscenes that sort of like were in the film, but not cut the right way. Because you hear the words from Kirk saying, "Let them die." He didn't actually really say it. It's sort of like a longer sentence. but they cut it down to make it sound really thrilling in the trailer. You know, but I mean, what can you say about the performance of Chang? Chang.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war. All of those Shakespearean lines.
Brilliant.
They're just like Khan's, aren't they?
Yeah.
Khan's, you know, you know, he tasks me, you know, and all of this, and I will have him, and you know.
I think the importance of the film is that at least Star Trek V didn't end there as the series, because it was such a disaster. Thank heavens that they did that one.
But I do feel sorry though, Ian, for the 5. I have to interrupt you there on 5.
Actually,
because,
to be honest, it's not as bad as people have put out. You can watch it and be still entertained by it.
It's just that they took all his budget away.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why Galaxy Quest is considered to be the 11th Star Trek film.
Yeah.
Right? Because the rock monsters that were going to be on the planet, they had no money to make them. They only built one costume.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be, he said, I want 10 to 15 of these costumes, and got no money for it. Couldn't do it in CGI. So bang, it was cut out of the film, right? But they did if I remember rightly, they did a screen test of these monsters, and they look stupid. They look like
oh dear, yeah.
Right? So what did they do? Galaxy Quest went and did the CGI for it. There's that big rock monster that's going after, you know, after him on that planet, and you're going, wow, that was great, and that was supposed to be in Star Trek V. Now just think if they'd have done Star Trek V like those CGIs in there.
Oh dear,
it'd have been a totally different looking film, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just awful what they did to Shatner. And the thing that upsets me as well is they said he's a bad director, but at the end of the day, he's actually done more directing than Nimoy. It's just that he didn't do as much cinema directing. He did more directing of episodes of T.J. Hooker and all of that. You know, so when they turned around and said he was sort of like cutting his teeth on directing, he'd done 10 or 15 years of directing before he'd done that film.
Yeah, I think they've been a bit harsh with him, really, haven't they? I think they have been harsh.
Yeah.
And it's not terrible. There's a lot. I could think of a lot worse films than that. I think it's enjoyable. I can sit and watch it and just get over it. Just watch it. You know, it's not quite as bad as people have made out. It's not as bad. No. I like sometimes to do a Star Trek film watch, and I never miss it out. I always watch. If I'm watching Star Trek films, I never miss it out. I always watch it.
My standout moment of Star Trek V, and it sticks out like a sore thumb, is the taking away of the pain of the 3 main characters. So you've got the pain of Spock, and you've got the pain of McCoy, and you've got the pain of Kirk. So there we are. We see Spock's birth and the disappointment of him being half Vulcan, and you've got McCoy giving giving a killer injection to his father, and then finding there was a cure around about 3 months later. And then Kirk turning around saying, "No, you can't get rid of my pain. Pain, I need my pain. Pain is what makes me what I am."
Yeah.
You know, and that, it's a fantastic 5-10 minutes of that film, and I tell anybody that wants to poo-poo and say this is a shit film, watch that sequence there. Okay, there's other shit in it, right? You know, there's climbing up El Capitan and all of that sort of stuff, and farting and singing around row, row, row your boat and all of this sort of shit, right? But it is Star Trek, that.
Yeah.
You know, that is sort of like part of Star Trek.
And the characters, it's still the Star Trek characters, which I've said is what it's all based on. It's all about the characters. I think it's great. I know it isn't the best, but it's still enjoyable to watch, and I never miss it out if I'm doing a Star Trek run of films.
Yeah.
And then we've got Tony saying, "Evening, James," and he said, "Hello, Tony." Rocket Bunny saying evening, Jim Jam. Jim Jam. So who's seen Time Slip? Well, I did as a child. I watched it.
Yeah, I've watched it.
Series when it first came out, which would be probably in the 70s. I would have watched.
Yeah, it's early 70s.
Yeah,
am I right in thinking that some of the episodes are black and white? Actually, I'm not sure now. I think they found the color negatives now of that. I'm not sure, but
well, they possibly have.
I think for a time you couldn't find the color negatives. They had to have. It was like Doctor Who, where some of the Pertwee episodes were black and white. They had to go to Australia and find the color ones and stuff. But if I remember rightly, when I watched Time Slip when it was first rewatched, because I didn't remember it too much as a child.
Yeah,
my impressions of it were that the first couple of episodes were black and white, and I had to wait until the colorization.
Yeah, well, when I watched it, it would be black and white when I watched it, because we didn't have a color TV then, so it would have been black and white. But I haven't seen it for years, but I'm sure it's still pretty good. I'm sure it's still pretty good.
Oh, I remember enjoying it.
Yeah. And then he says, "All right, Rocket Bunny, bring on Saturday, Telford Comic Con." Yes, of course you're going there, aren't you? Hope you have a good. It says here it's a short circuit reunion. Oh well, I hope you enjoy it. Yeah,
first or second.
Yeah, and are we going to get a video of it? I won't be surprised. And then Tony, I'm in a real minority by liking Star Trek Nemesis, mainly as I enjoy the background show regarding the Romulans. I think Star Trek Nemesis had a lot of unfair criticism. A lot of fans seem to have given up it, said it killed the series. Okay, the business about killing off Data, I don't think that's a big spoiler. It did seem rather shocking, but I don't know what happened. It just didn't get the viewers, and maybe it was just at the wrong time. For some reason, people were just getting fed up of Star Trek. I don't know why it failed so badly. I don't know what the answer is. Did Jonathan?
I mean, at the end of the day,
well, yeah.
One of the worst Next Generation films to me was Insurrection.
Yeah, a lot of people. I don't think it's bad. I think it's watchable.
It's just that it was all that I'm on a planet and they're all in love with each other. And
a lot of people say it's an extended TV episode. That's what some people
it came across to me as 2 episodes of the Next Generation spliced together, and and the external shots in space are the bits that make it Star Trek, right? It's all it's the thing that makes it a cinema release.
Yeah.
But it was all that getting young and
which has been covered before, I suppose, in Star Trek quite a bit, hasn't it?
And they're trying to get them off the planet, aren't they? That's what it is.
Yeah.
I must admit, I'll watch Nemesis over that one every time.
Oh right.
I will watch Nemesis over Insurrection every time.
I enjoy them all. I personally, I'll watch all.
No, but I'm saying is, if you had a choice, it's one or the other.
Oh,
right. I don't want you to go down I like them all, right? No, bollocks to that, Ian. You've got 2 choices.
Bollocks.
Right.
Okay.
Nemesis or Insurrection? Which one will you watch?
I don't know, because I like.
No, you've only got those 2 choices, and you have to choose one or the other.
Okay, I'm going to go against you. I think I'd watch Insurrection.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, definitely. If I have a choice,
there's nothing wrong with what we're going to say, because I like them all. Because I like them all.
I do.
Sometimes you've got to be, Ian, as you keep saying in my blog,
Yeah.
Oh, that desert island has happened. Oh dear.
Oh
Lord.
yeah.
Oh, what? And you're only allowed to have one of them. And which one are you going? So it's all sort of like
Yeah.
reversed on you,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I have to narrow that down.
Yeah. I think the reason I choose Nemesis, sorry, that I choose Resurrection over Nemesis is because I was so disappointed with killing off Data. I know they left it open for the other one who took the memories and they could have carried it on.
Oh, law.
But killing off Data, it just seemed wrong. And that kind of ruined the film for me. I know that might be controversial. It ruined the film.
Yeah, but apparently that wasn't the case, because he was going to be brought back in the next film.
I would have hoped so. But just looking, because that was the last that they did, it just kind of makes it even worse for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get your point. How could you not have him in it? How could you not have Data in Star Trek Next Generation? You just can't. He's one of the most loved characters. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to hate in Nemesis, but I will say that it's more a cinema film than Insurrection to me.
Yeah.
I went and saw Insurrection at the cinema, and I came away going, I waited a couple of years for that.
Yeah.
And then I saw Nemesis, and I was even more disappointed, really. But I came away going, but I tell you what, there was more action, and it seemed like a more cinema film.
Yeah, and the next one, you probably thought, well, the next one, it'll get back to where we were, but we never got a next one.
And that was my closing comment when I saw it at the pictures, when I was going with friends and we were talking about films. I just turned around and went, but it was more on track than the last one. I don't like it, but it was more on track than Insurrection. Insurrection honestly, I just felt like I'd watched a TV episode. And I came away totally
criticism of it. I know it is, but anyhow. Then we've got Jim Jam saying, "Been busy at work tonight. £1 Katsu Carabona." No,
Katsu Carbonara.
Thank you for pronouncing that right. Thank you. I think the issue most have with Star Trek: The Motion Picture is that it's not Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah, true. Though, as a Trekkie, I love Star Trek.
So, I mean, I'll put my hands. I'll put my hands up right now that I just consider them as two totally different products.
Yes.
And I love them both. I love them both.
I do. I love this original Star Wars, like everybody. I think Star Wars was so refreshing. But if you're a Trekkie fan, how can you not?
It's like anything. I was at such an early age. I was still going to junior school. You know, I hadn't got up to secondary school. I was going to primary school, and I saw in the summer holiday of 1970, what was it, 8 or 77? I can't remember over here, because it's 77 in the States, but I think it's 78 over here. I went to see that film 7 times in my summer holiday, so I must have loved it.
Yeah.
Right. And from that point of view, you've got to turn around and say to yourself, you've got to love the film, haven't you? I mean, nobody saw it that many times. It's just that every time I was going to go to see the pictures, I couldn't save up to buy the little action figures that my friends were buying. So I'd spent my money going to the cinema, and they say they didn't go to see it for a second or third time. They went down to the local toy store and bought little Darth Vaders and little Stormtroopers, in those blister packs.
Yeah.
And I just went, "Oh, isn't that great?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "How many times have you seen?" And the other conversation was, "How many times have you seen it this summer?" "Oh, I went and saw it 14 times. Oh, I went and saw it many times." And most of the people that saw it 14, 15 times had none of the toys. The ones that had the toys only went and saw it about twice. Because their pocket money would only allow them to unless they had rich parents, or they had their grandma and grandfather
Yeah.
Treated them.
Gave him some money. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice, happy days, Si, is what I've got to say. Happy days.
Yeah.
I love that time.
Yeah. Well, I was 8. Well, I saw it when it first came out. I was 18, probably nearly 18, and fantastic. Absolutely.
Like I
fantastic.
say, I was gonna. I mean, as much as everybody keeps turning around saying you two old farts up there on the screen, you two grandpas, there's a bloody 10 or 11 years between us.
Yeah, I'm the oldest git. Yeah. He's a young old git. I'm an old
a
git.
young old git.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then Jim Jam says, I work right opposite Showcase Cinema, tempted to see films after work. Well, that's good. You just pop in after work.
That sounds brilliant.
Yeah. And he's repeating this again. Katsu Carbonara. And then looking puzzled. I don't know.
Katsu Carbonara.
Yeah. I don't know what. I've no idea what that's about. I have a new appreciation of Star Trek the Motion Picture since I bought my original cinema setup in 2010 and went HD. The original Star Trek is by far the best of all the films. No surprise they used the theme for Star Trek Next Generation. Yeah, that's no surprise.
It's I mean, this goes back to we've talked about it many times, Ian, where you went into the cinema. You sat down, the lights were still on, and the music played, and you were going, what's this music playing in the background? It was Ilya's theme, right?
Yes, yeah.
And it's because it goes back to the old days of where the suite of the film was played before the actual epic started.
Yeah.
When it comes to the original soundtrack, I mean, I've got the extended score. I've got the free disc numbered CD of Star Trek the Motion Picture. I loved it. It was one of the first imports I bought. I went into it would have been HMV in London, and they used to have a section which was American imports, and they used to have and if you went over to the American imports, you'd buy a CD, and they had to put little black tape over the patents for you to actually have it in this country. They actually put, and I bought the motion picture immediately there, and it was bloody expensive because it was an import.
It would be, yeah.
And it was my day trip to London, so I had hardly any money left. When it was like 18 quid or something.
You need money in London. You need money.
It was like 1986, and it cost me something like 18 quid or something. I can't quite remember what it was, but I do know that.
Yeah. I mean, I always think that when people, well, you've done it, haven't you? When you go out on these trips to HMV nowadays, you need some money, don't you? If you go around buying stuff, even on the offers. Is it either 3 for 50 quid now, whatever it is?
Well, most of my soundtracks now come from La La Records in America, so they cost me quite a bit. But that's because they do so many extended scores, and I've already bought the original scores a million times, or a lot of time, and I'm tending. Because I don't listen too much to the modern scores that are out there. I do listen, but don't get me wrong. And some of them I've really enjoyed. I'm going over now my older ones and looking out for extended versions of those.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I mean? I'll listen to something like Lady Hawk, right? And I'll go, oh, I've only got the tape of Lady Hawk. And then you go to La La Records and it says 2 CD extended version. I'm going, fuck's sake. Right. And I'm having to then order it, right? And it's like, oh no, I've got the extended one. It's like listening to the Alan Parsons Project all over again. That's how I am. So
Rocket Bunny says, of course, now watching in 4K the extended one, it's a cinematic spectacle. Well, I think that's happened to a lot of films. I mean, this is one of the exciting things about where we are today. You know, with 4K and what have you, you can watch all these films and really appreciate them. You know, that's spectacular. I think that is true. You can watch a film and think, "Wow, this is just absolutely fantastic," just like it was when you went to the cinema.
Yeah.
Though I still think there's something special when you've been anticipating a film, you don't know what it's going to be like, and you go along to the cinema and then watch it, and that is special, isn't it? It really is.
I think you know a special film. This is what I think. This is just my opinion again.
Yeah.
I think you know a special film when you can, in your mind, look at a film that you've seen a million times with new eyes. You can go back and go, I can in my head, I can go, right, I'm watching this for the first time.
Yeah.
And Star Trek the Motion Picture is one of those films.
Yeah, you see things that you didn't see and then you before, and it just builds it up. It's a whole experience again. It's fantastic.
There's a lot of films that I've watched over and over again, but I remember seeing it the last time I saw it, you know. But with Star Trek the Motion Picture, I can basically put that in and go, right, I'm watching this for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wow, listen to that audio. And oh, look at that. Look at them.
Yeah. Like we've got Stephen Taylor. Good evening, Stephen, for joining us. Good evening, Ian, Dell, and chat. Are there any films from the silent era of the 1920s you enjoy?
Well, yeah.
Do you want to say anything that you particularly like?
But it's just that the trouble is the silent era did go slightly into the next decade, didn't it?
Yeah, just slightly. It's crossover 1930, I think 1930. Al
but it's
Jolson,
where the jazz singer is.
The Al Jolson one. It's about 1930, I think. So 1930, I think, is the crossover.
So I mean, we've all mentioned, like, we've seen things like Metropolis, haven't we? And I've already mentioned that I liked Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. If I remember rightly, Ben-Hur.
Oh yes, the original
was
one.
silent.
Yeah, that's right.
But I thought that was a 30s film.
Yeah. No, I think the original. I'm sure it's there's a. I think
it's done by Cecil B. DeMille, and it's the same
I'm
director.
Sure it's silent. I'm sure there's 3 versions.
All right. I know that he did. I know that he did the black and white one, and he did then the color one.
Yeah.
Same director. Greatest story ever told. You know, that's how it was listed as, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a number of silent ones, and of course, Laurel and Hardy. They're recognized for their 30s work. I still watch a lot of silent Laurel and Hardy films and get enjoyment out of them. There's one where his Irish cousin comes over. It's really, really quite good, and they look the same. And he goes around kicking people up the arse and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
it's all that slapstick stuff.
Yeah,
but that's a great great Laurel and Hardy one, and that's silent.
Yeah.
But they're more. Everybody remembers them for their shorts, basically, and their you know, the 30s and the black, you know. Don't talk about Laurel and Hardy too much anymore. Used to.
Yeah. Laurel and Hardy's something I kind of grew up with, really.
Well, you know, everybody knows my favorite, which is the Music Box.
Yeah, but my dad used to show them on his Super 8 projector, and that's how.
Yeah, all right. You had a projector. I didn't have a projector.
My dad had the reels, and we used to go to the shop and buy these reels, and he put them together, splice them all together, and fantastic.
In fact, actually, my silent stuff's probably started with Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
I got a bigger appreciation of the cinematography tricks because of Harold Lloyd.
Yeah.
because BBC Two used to show The Rape for Harold Lloyd. You know that the crazy world of Harold Lloyd.
Yeah.
And I, you know, for years and years, I didn't know that he was missing fingers.
Yeah.
He actually had to have a glove specially made because he was holding on to an actual explosive device in his hand and it blew his fingers off.
Yeah.
But Harold Lloyd's, I think, most famous film is either the one which is based around American football, or the one where he's hanging off the clock tower.
Yeah.
You know, where he's hanging onto the minute hand of the clock, and it's the face for and all that sort of stuff. And then they showed you how they did it, which was he was on it was a set.
Yeah.
And then there was a mat underneath him, and they basically did a projection behind it, so it looked like there was a street and everything below because they purposely did the perspective that way. You learn so much. But again, documentaries sometimes ruin the experience for you because I'd have loved to have not known how that was done.
Yeah.
It almost looked like he was actually hanging off of the top of a bloody clock.
Yeah.
Dangling 15 stories up or something. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
There is a film I've got in my collection which was an important film, was Metropolis. But personally, I don't get on that well with it. It's far too long. The some scenes are just overdone, but there are some good scenes. I think the reason Metropolis has got a good sort of a lot of praise in that is because I can't deny that some of the stuff in there is just spectacular. It really is for that particular era. But to me, it's a bit long-winded. It gets a bit repetitive. I just was disappointed in it, but I can see its historical importance because, you know, the way it was filmed is just, it is absolutely amazing. So I think I agree with you, really. I mean, I grew up, as I say, on, Charlie Chaplin ones as well. Lauren Hardy, Charlie Chaplin. I loved all those that my dad used to show. Absolutely fantastic.
I got really into Chaplin after I saw Richard Attenborough's, portrayal.
Oh yes,
of Chaplin. So when that film came out, and I loved the music to it, by the way, that's in there. I think John Barry did that.
Yeah.
I then instantly went to the library to find out how many films Chaplin did.
Yeah.
And then looked all over the place on how I could actually get to watch Chaplin films because, even then it was probably still quite hard for you to actually watch Chaplin films without buying expensive box sets or individual films. I only wanted to see them. I didn't want to own them. But I loved the Richard Attenborough film so much.
Yeah.
I did
it
that.
is a very yeah.
First film people don't. I mean, I love the silent era anyway. I find it a mix and match of such, good stories and bad stories. You know what I mean? What a shame about Buster Keaton, say. What about Errol Flynn and how he died?
Yeah.
All of that sort of stuff. Because these actors that entertained for so much of that period basically ended up penniless.
Yeah.
Do
you remember the saying about a lot of them when it went to talkies? They lost their jobs because they weren't very good with their voices.
People didn't. People. It's Laurel and Hardy. Everybody appreciated that, but
But some of these actors just didn't go into talkies. They couldn't do it.
I said Chaplin didn't talk until his last couple of films, did he?
No,
really?
no.
The Great Dictator, wasn't it? I think he talked. I think he talked before The Great Dictator.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Lauren Hardy just seemed to. He just was a natural transformation, wasn't it? A transition. That's why they stand out so much, Laura.
And it makes me laugh of that period as well, because if I remember rightly, the Oscars started off as an after dinner sort of like a celebration, wasn't it? They all went together to have a dinner, and then they presented people with this little statue that was being handed out, you know, and now it's this bloody thing at the Kodak Center, skits and all this sort of stuff going on. It's amazing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people, I think it's not what it was, the Oscars, anymore. They used to mean a lot more than they do now, I think. It's sort of declined. The coverage, you don't get the coverage like you used to do, the excitement, which is, I suppose, the way things are nowadays. Anyhow, Rock Bunny 71 says Sky Q is the 4K box, Del.
Mitch, that's what I've got is Sky Q.
Yeah. And then Rock Bunny, I think they want people to use the streaming box. Yeah,
exactly. So they don't want, you know, they're into this. This is why I was saying I don't like Sky's sometimes marketing, because they want you to not record.
Yeah.
It seems very much they want you to be like Netflix, and that way you don't really record those, do you? You watch them, and they're there endlessly for you to have. But I can't live without being able to record with my Sky box.
And Sai says the point of the Sky Glass TV is that you don't need a satellite dish. It all comes through the phone cable lines.
But so's my Sky Q box.
I think that you can plug the Ethernet directly into Sky.
And you can plug the Ethernet directly into my Sky Q box.
Yeah. And then Steve's Game says, we used to be with Sky and had an account for over 24 years. Then, the first week of December last year, the dish blew off in a storm. They said they can't replace it until the 8th of Jan. So we had no TV all Xmas. Oh, that's a sad thing. Oh, yeah. And then Tony
he must have had the old Sky HD box with the satellite.
Yeah. Tony says, I keep getting the Circle of Doom buffering sign on my so-called smart TV when trying to watch YouTube videos. Yeah, it does happen as well on YouTube. I find the same, yeah.
Do you know, I tend to find that I used to have that, and then I cleared the cache and it works.
Turned the what?
Cleared the cache.
Oh.
You go to the app that Sky, you go to settings for it, and then you'll see, do you want to force stop it? Do you want to clear the cache? Blah, 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 blah. And basically it then works.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I might have a look at that. Yeah. So we told them to close the account. Bollocks to Sky. I know what you mean. Bollocks, yeah.
I must admit, I watch on 4K the Formula One.
Yeah, he's right about this. It's scandalous the amount that Sky charge for sport. I agree. Yeah. It's just you can't. No,
and I must admit, sport is the one thing that my mum and I both watch.
Yeah.
So we watched the Coventry game this weekend. I watched the Formula One. There is some reasons for my mum to continue with it, but it's much easier than Android, sort of like trying to get my mum to understand Netflix and that. It's much easier to tell her, Mum, we go to Sky Drama and you can watch Heartbeat or whatever. It's so easy to show her that.
Isn't Netflix included with Sky packages? Anyhow, isn't it?
You get Paramount Plus.
Is it in there? Yeah. Tony says sometimes it won't even play videos, just comes up with an error message. Don't think it's the Wi-Fi to blame, as I have no problems with the laptop or phone. Yeah, it sounds definitely something wrong with TV. Definitely, it must be TV.
I'm just going to the settings and clear the cache.
Yeah. This is the actor I was thinking. Not actor, the director. You remember Matt Nosferatu, Robert Eggers? That's the one. Yeah. Robert Eggers. Cruel is awesome, Del. It's very high on my 4K list to get.
That was my rant about Cruel, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And Tony says, my excuse is I was a little late arriving, Del.
This is when I was talking about why are my films being discussed, bastards?
Yeah. And then Si says, Weapons is structured more like Pulp Fiction than Magnolia.
Which we agreed and went, really?
And you build me up, then you bring me tumbling down.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. That was me having a go at Si.
Yeah. And then, Tony says, Si says, voyage to the bottom of the sea.
Submarine.
Yeah. I was on about that, yeah. Tony, don't think I'd keep awake for 10 hours watching films. I struggle to get through one film in one sitting. Yeah, it can happen. And Tony says, correct, Si, it was when we were discussing submarines films in Del. Yeah. Oh, wow. Remember talking about Midnight Run a lot at college. Great film.
Yes.
And then Si says, I love Midnight Run. And then there is written Seeds of Death. That's the Troughton one.
Yeah, slip of the tongue in it really with us sometimes.
I get mixed up with Seeds of Death, with Seeds of Doom, Death. Doom is the Tom Baker one. Yeah.
It's 6 episodes long. It's the end of the next season that's coming out, isn't it? That we're going to be getting with the brain of Morbius being in that. Collection. And it's I just remember them, or the Doctor going to Antarctica and that. And those pods that they find in the snow, and I was going, this is the thing.
Yeah, great stuff. It was
later on when I was watching, this is the thing. This is and then you see the big plant growing over the top of that stately home, and it's like
great.
Never makes me laugh more when I watch that scene.
And then Rocket says Seeds of Doom is a great 6-part Tom Baker story with the Crinoids. Killer giant plants. Yeah, you can't beat a killer giant plant. Yeah, Tony. That's the one, Rocket. And then Rocket Money. I think Seeds of Death is one of the first VHS releases. It was. Right. Not long after Pyramids, Death of Doubts, and Morbius. It was because it was one of them where they just stuck it all together without putting
it's also dated by the fact that they use photographs on the front of the covers.
That's right, yeah.
That's how I know that Seeds of Doom is one of those early ones like Pyramids of Mars.
I remember just playing that, watching it over and over again. I was so excited. Patrick Troughton. I'm watching Patrick Troughton, Doctor Who. Yeah. It was just exciting.
And when we talked about it last time, and I was talking about T-Mat and that voice, because he's a G-Mat, go on planet, going to New York, 10 minutes down to Australia, because it was like a distinctive type voice. But it was, the thing about it for me is how pristine I thought that the picture quality was when I was watching it. I was just turning around and going, wow, this is sharp for black and white.
Yeah, I was
going, wow.
Yeah.
And it took me back a little bit. And then, of course, the thing I liked about it as well was when they were in the TARDIS, they were going, wow, look, there's a man floating up in space. They're in a museum, weren't they? They were just going around there.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
What's that rocket with CCCP? Yeah. I know where we are. We're in a museum. Yeah. And then you've got the old guy, haven't you, who built the last rocket, and he's pissed off, and all of that.
And of course, they have to use that rocket, don't they?
Yeah, and fuel it up and fly to the moon with it.
Oh, great stuff! Absolutely great stuff. But I remember the excitement of just seeing that. I thought, "Wow, this is fantastic!" Oh,
and the music was very weird as well, if I remember rightly. It was like very menacing sounding because the Ice Warriors almost seem to have a theme for themselves every time
they
that
did, yeah. They did,
you know,
yeah,
it seemed to
yeah.
have this, you know, every time that you sort of like saw through that, and you saw them through their eyes as well a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, you saw the humans go,
yeah,
we're going to do everything that you said, you know, and you sort of saw this menace. All you saw was their hand with a gun,
yeah.
like this. You know, and you saw the humans through their eyes on the T-Mat center on the
Yeah.
moon, or whatever it was.
I can't wait to get reviewing all these. Plug for my channel there. Plug for my channel.
I might do that one before you.
Yeah, because I'm still on Sylvester McCoy. We're getting near end at first season of Sylvester McCoy, so I ain't got that long.
What was it? Was it Dragon? Was it Dragon? Something?
Oh, Dragonfly. Yeah, I did that one. So yeah, we'll be on to the second season next.
So you'll be having the Daleks. You'll be having the Daleks story.
Yeah, that must be my next one that I'm reviewing on Saturday. That I've got to record. Yeah.
You'll have Silver Nemesis in there as well, won't you?
Yeah, it really picks up. Then it picks up the Sylvester's.
There's Remembrance of the Daleks, isn't there? There's
Is it the Happiness Control again? I think. Is it the Happiness Patrol, which I haven't seen? Silver Nemesis, the Dalek one, and is there another one more?
Yeah. Was it the Tower one?
I thought I'd done that one. Paradise Towers.
I think you have.
That's Richard Bryars. It's awful. It's one of the worst ones I put down.
But then again, so's the Ken Dodd one.
Oh God, yes, the Ken. Oh no, I had to review that and watch Ken Dodd. That was not very nice.
Did he have his Diddy men?
Yeah. Anyway. And the other great news is that you don't have to listen to Mel screaming. If I hear that scream, it goes right through me. Thank God they got rid of her. She still is. I thought, I'm going to be fair to her. I'm going to be open-minded. Because she's got down as one of the worst companions of Doctor Who. But even I can't save her. She's,
it's such a shame to talk about the last season, though. I will be upset when you go to that last season.
No, it is.
I really did like Survival.
Yeah, I liked all that last season. It's great.
Yeah,
it's a good season.
Well, the very mention that the first story is like the Doctor is Merlin and all of that sort of stuff is brilliant. I loved it.
We're going to go into a whole area if it
the curse of Fenric. The curse of Fenric is
the writer, the script editor, Cartmill, I think his name was, had more plans for developing that mythology kind of stuff. It would have been really good, but because it never happened. But wow. It's just Sylvester McCoy gets better and better as he gets into role. I think at the beginning he doesn't know how to play it. It's all comedy. He's thinking, "Oh, I'm just a comedy character."
That's right. It was Battlefield.
When he realizes that they need more than that in the Doctor, and the writing changes and the writing gets better, then he's better, I think, in it.
It was Battlefield, wasn't it? The first story of the last season, wasn't it?
Yeah, Battlefield. And that other one, which is a quite an interesting one. I forgot what it's called, but there's one that's had to be cut quite a bit, and they had a lot of deleted scenes from it. But some of them were totally destroyed. I forgot what it's called. It's a Victorian one, I think. Is it a Victorian?
Yeah, it's two-parter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only a two-parter. It's a good one. Anyhow, I'll be getting to that one. I'm looking forward to it all. So we've got Through the Lens going, hey, fellas, hope you're all well.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, hello, Josh. Welcome. See you again. So when I give my opinion on something, it's just my opinion. And I'm totally fine. People had totally different opinions. I just feel we're all entitled to our opinions and not be mocked for it. Quite true. Everybody should be entitled to their opinions. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Oh, hang on a minute. Does he think I've mocked him?
I'll tell you something. The problem nowadays, could go into a rant. I don't want to get into too much trouble, but the problem is, people don't like people not having different opinions. If they don't agree with your opinion, they get all upset. Why? Why do people get upset because somebody's got a different opinion? Anyway, I better not go any further. But that.
Well, at the end of the day, I turned around and I did say, I totally get why you might be bored of it. It's just I look at it like this. So that's that. So hopefully I haven't mocked it.
No, yeah. And Sai says, I agree, so it's not my fault that everyone who loves Star Trek are complete idiots. Yeah, you see, there you are. What can I say? To completely agree with that, Steve. Too many people are so intolerant of other people's opinions. That's exactly what I was saying. It's true. Yeah. And then we've got Star Wars rules. Does it?
Oh God. I had a ruler with Star Wars written on it.
Yeah.
Does that count?
And it says just pulling your leg. Oh, thank you. That no, it didn't. My leg's all right at the moment. Yeah. Just how dare you, sir? I'm not standing for that. Okay, I'll sit down for it.
Oh. yeah. I ain't standing for that. I'll sit down. Yeah.
No. Well, in my opinion, you are absolutely right to stand up for your opinion against the opinion of Del on his opinion of your opinion. That sounds very Monty Python. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I like that. Monty, it's pure Monty Python. I'm completely confused now, Rocket.
Yeah.
And then he said,
confused. You will be on another episode of Soap.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's right. We know that one as well. Time slip is 1 year before my time. Wow! Please make my day and tell me I am the youngest one here. Oh, possibly you could be. Yeah, we're all oldies here. Could be. So I says I was born in 1974. Does that help?
Hey, it makes you younger than me.
Yeah. And then Tony says, I wasn't too keen on Star Trek Insurrection. Bit like a soap opera for me. Could be. Yeah, I get
all
you.
This Worf's got a boil on his face and shit like that.
Yeah. And then it is Insurrection was always like an extended TV episode, in my view. It's not bad, but not particularly cinematic. Yeah, that's what a lot of people will say, definitely. He says, Google says katsu carbonara is a fusion dish that blends Japanese katsu, a breaded and fried cutlet, with Italian carbonara. Oh,
I know. Shall I tell you what? All I know is based on that sounds like a bargain for £1.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Because I'll tell you what, you can't buy a pepperoni for £1.
Yeah. What's a Japanese katsu though? I'll tell you something I don't like is that it's stuff that's not cooked. And I don't like the Japanese where they don't cook the fish and all that sort of stuff. I want it cooked. Yeah, hopefully that is.
You just carry on for a minute. I'm just going to check the front door's locked. Sorry, I haven't done that. I forgot to do that.
Right. Good evening, chaps. This is Jamie from Muckman Movies. Good evening, chaps. Just finished watching the 3-hour film, The Leopard. I've heard of that one, which stars Burt Lancaster and Claudia Cardinelli. Yes, I saw that, who passed away today. Yeah, I saw that and thought of Claudia Cardinelli quite a lot. She was a really good Italian actress, and she was in those 60s and 70s films, as I remember, at heights. Yeah, I mean, a few weeks ago, didn't I? I reviewed that Western with Sean Connery. She was in. Yeah, it's very sad. She was really a good actress, really good actress, and good to the eye as well. She did look good, fantastic. But yeah, that is sad. The Leopard, I've not seen for years and years. Burt Lancaster, what an actor! I always loved Burt Lancaster. Great actor, amazing actor, actually. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people nowadays would mention and talk a lot about him, but he was in some great films. Great actor. Hopefully, more people are discovering him as well, because more of these films are coming out, aren't they? And that's good to see, Burt Lancaster. Yeah. And then Rocket Bunny says, "Everyone, that sounds vile." It probably is. Yeah. And then Tony says, "I'm sure I've had carbonara. I can hardly say it. Carbonara. Yeah, ages ago. Oh, it was bacon and pasta in a sauce. I think it would have been an Italian version. If it's that bacon, I'm always in on bacon. I love bacon. Can't get enough. So if it was that, then I'd be in. Proper stuff. Of course, it's not bad. It's not Yorkshire pudding, though, is it? No, it's not Yorkshire pudding. It should be Yorkshire pudding. I had the Leopard in my collection for years, but never got round to watching it due to the lengthy running time. Thought it was good time to watch it after Claudia passed away. Definitely, Jamie. Definitely. Excellent time to watch. Bedtime for me, I think. So have a good evening, all. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, as always, for joining us. You're not getting the insults here. He's not on at the moment, but I'm sure he'd be insulting you. He does tend to insult people. And says, we'll watch on catch up. Yeah, thank you so much, as always, for joining us. And James says, one in or one out, Bob. Yes, we've got, yeah. Oh, sorry. And then
hang on, I missed my cue. That wee Bob Art, what a bastard, right?
He's gone. Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Little shit. Honestly, he comes in here, takes over. He's got the first comment talking about bloody submarines because he's playing a game. Who gives a flying fuck about whatever he's playing? Little shit. No. Now, I just want to take a little break here and say some of these people that are in here absolutely fantastic, right? Now, Wee Bob Art's got an art channel, and he's also got a sub channel where he talks about films. If you're ever interested in just some of the latest films and his personal opinion on them, just like Josh, it's very interesting because he's got a different type of view. When it comes to Steve's gaming, my God, that man, he had a bucket list, right? That he wanted to code a game and get it out there, and he completed that this year. And I'm just basically in awe of Steve. Steve and I go back pretty far. In fact, he turned round and said that he created his YouTube channel because of me. I inspired him. But wow, me putting out a blog pushed him to say, I'd like to do that. Now, that's one of the greatest compliments that you can ever have, is someone turning around and saying that about my little channel. And it is little and all. Yeah. And you know, we've got McMahon movies. I mean, my God, he puts out, you know, little snippets of information about, you know, the sad deaths and all of this. But then he does a great here's my pickups, and he does top steel books and all of that sort of stuff. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, my God, some of these people don't have channels, but they're interesting in their comments. Rocket Bunny, right? I knew him through gaming, but who knew that he loved Doctor Who and all of this sort of stuff that we've all got similarities with? We're all intertwined. You know, the only one that isn't is Tony York, the little bastard. He gives a shit about him. He can piss off down the road. I'll tell you, he can do one, right? Not bothered about him. But, you know, what can I say? We're all a great group, and I just want to say that. And honestly, I'd love it if you could just hit the like button for Ian here. I don't think he gets enough likes, in my opinion. He's got more bloody subscribers than me, little bastard. But
I
will say that he's got a massive amount of he doesn't get enough likes.
Also, I'd like to get my thing in as well.
No, don't.
Yes, you don't.
It's the kiss of bloody death. I lose people every time you open your gob about my channel.
But I'm going to do it. I'll do it. Please subscribe to his channel. I've put the link in. It's easy. It's in the link here. If you're not subscribed to him, please go and subscribe to his channel. Go over there. He's got this wonderful blog he does on Sundays. It comes out, but he also does other things as well. And if you're in the gaming community, you'll know him for the games. But he also does all these film stuff as well as NC's here. It's great. So please, if you've not subscribed, go and subscribe to his channel. Wonderful channel.
It's very nice. It's very nice of you. But I must admit, I have had a difficulty a couple of weeks doing any content, but I'm going to try Thursday and Friday if I can to get one of my shorts out. You know, even a couple of shorts if I can, because they should only take about 10 minutes. But the problem I've had really is every time I've tried to get 10 minutes, something else has cropped up. You know, like I'm about to do the washing, or about to do the stuff out the dryer, or about to hang things up, or about to take my mum to hospital, or something's always just cropped up at the moment. And I just plan on getting something out this week because it's been too long. 2 weeks has just felt too long. Oh, look, here's another one. So I just got to say a big hello. 20th Century Gaming is in the house. Now, if you ever want to see a channel, I'll tell you now, 20th Century Gaming, this guy, right? I'm not telling you, Ian, you know how we watch films and we could turn around and say, right, we got a marathon of films to watch, right?
Yeah.
This guy gets one game, right? Hardest bloody game in the world, right? You got 3 lives and you got 60,000 bloody rooms to get through, right? He'll put it in, and I'm telling you now, he will not stop until he's bloody finished the damn thing. Bastard. Little shitties. He's another one from that bloody Newcastle way, I tell you. Right? Bomb the bloody city. That's what I say. Really get rid of all of you. Right? You're all taking over the world. That's all I'm going to say about the matter. But anyway, carry on.
Well, of course. Anyhow, we'll carry on with the comments now. I can't follow that. We got Rocket Bunny saying, now, do you know what this stands for? NNWBA. Do you know what that stands for? No.
Will be NNWBA. I used to know what WBA was. Don't know. I'll have to get a pass on it.
We don't know. I'm sorry about that, but there we are. Sai says, evening, Muckman. And then he says, hi, Sai. And then Rocket Bunny, evening, Muckman. And then Tony says, evening, Jamie. Didn't know Claudia had passed. Yeah. Watched her in a supporting role in Rocco and his brother's 1961 with, hey, he always gets a mention every week. I like doing it. Alain Delon last week when she was a truly glamorous lady. I have to get the French actor. He's in every French film virtually. Yeah, it just pops up everywhere. Yes. But yeah, Claudia, it's very sad. And then Tony, I have The Leopard on DVD years since I watched it. All right. Okay. She was great. I particularly love her in Once Upon a Time in the West, though The Leopard was good, but not sure it's a film I need to rush back to. Oh, the set and the costume design was incredible, though. Thank you. Here we
well,
are.
everybody knows my opinion. Everybody knows my opinion of Once Upon a Time in the West.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Alain Delon co-stars with Claudia in The Leopard 2. Tony, is Rocco Brothers worth a watch? He's asking that. And then I'll always be a fan of Chaplin, Harold Lloyd, Laurel Hardy. My old man used to play us 8mm film, same as my dad, on projector in the 70s. Yeah, my dad was exactly the same. That's Rocky.
Well, yeah, what did he do? Did he borrow your projector and watch it over there, and then you handed it back to him or something? What's this with this bloody 8mm projector shit? I had a view. I told you I had a viewfinder. That's all I.
Well, I had one as well. I had one of those. Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, that sounds dodgy, Rocket. Yeah. Dodgy. I see that as a reason for your name, sir. Yeah.
Mad movies, yeah.
Tony says, I enjoyed it, Jamie. It's about a southern Italian family moving north to Milan to escape poverty. I got the Eureka Blu-ray. Claudia looks particularly glamorous in The Professionals, 1966, with Bert. Oh, fantastic. And then he's having a laugh at that, is Muckman. Continued. Burt Lancaster, of course. Lee Marvin and Jack Palance. Yeah. Oh, it's Palance, lad. Jack Palance. He pops up in a lot. He's not French. I just feel like calling people French. Yeah. I loved Harold Lloyd. I'd love to see a biopic of his life. Interesting. Yeah. That would be...
I've already mentioned to him that that's how I got my information about Harold Lloyd was because of a bioepic of his life. It was on Sky Documentaries.
Yeah. Tony, The Professionals is a great Western. Yeah. And then
is that with what's his name? Summit and Boyle. That's the TV series, isn't it?
Brody and Doyle. Brody and Doyle. Yeah.
That had that Scots fella in it, didn't it?
Which I can relate to the next one. Jim Jam is on the network releases of The Professionals. Anyhow, and Jim Jam says, I've never seen Godfather films. What? Are they worth watching?
Bloody hell, yes.
1 and 2 are absolute brilliant. Some of the all-time great films of cinema. Yeah. They really are. I know that the second one is considered one of the best sequels ever. But I do love the first one with Brando in. I really do love the first one. I love the second one, but the first one, what a performance by Brando. What a film. It's just wonderful. And think of the time. I don't think it's so ahead of its time, the way that gangsters are being portrayed in this film. That's what made it stand out. I don't think we'd ever seen this in cinema in quite the same way, the depth of the looking at the families. And that's what made these films so amazing. They're so well directed, well written, well acted, absolute classics. That's what I'd say, my view of them. And then Delboy saying there's one Sky documentary presents the story as fingers known to me. So that's what you're saying about Sky. She's in the Pink Panther too. She is. Yeah, I watched that fairly recently. Well, months ago.
It was on Sky Movies as well a couple of months
I think I might need to hunt the Sellers box set down. Not watch them since I was a kid. You should. I think you'll probably really enjoy them, Jamie.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Yeah. I remember the last time I saw the Pink Panther films, they were on Sky, but actually I showed off my DVD box set that I bought from a charity shop.
Yeah.
A couple of months back.
Yeah, that's right.
£3 for the Pink Panther collection.
Yeah, brilliant. Bargain. I think the last streaming glamorous actress from that era will be Sophia Loren. Not remaining glamorous. Yeah, Sophia Loren's still alive.
They mentioned the other day that Sophia Loren is one of the oldest and most respected stars that was in the first Mission Impossible film, because they asked who is the most well-known person in that film who's had the most illustrious film career beyond John Voight.
Yeah,
and I was scratching my head when he said it. I was going, oh bloody hell! So you can't have Tom Cruise, you can't have John Voight. Of course, it's Sophia Loren.
Yeah. What a career! What a career!
Yeah.
Now I knew Jamie would say this. I knew he'd say this. Don't agree. He says, "I love Metropolis. I find that it flies by." Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad it flew by for you.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased for you.
Every time I see all those special effects scenes and everything, I keep looking out for a flying DeLorean, but I don't see one.
Oh yeah.
I keep looking and going, I'm sure there's a DeLorean there.
Oh dear. But anyhow, Jamie, I'm glad you enjoy it. You get a lot out of it. I don't, not in the same way. I was disappointed. And then Jim Jam says, I do love Laurel and Hardy. I don't think anybody could not love Laurel and Hardy. I say that. I
tell you what, buying that Laurel and Hardy box set is cheap as chips on a Black Friday, I tell you.
Yeah.
You can get, I mean, Christ, there must be 90 to 100 odd films if about 15 quid or something they sell it for. And I'm just going, Jesus Christ, why isn't anybody buying this bloody set? It's like,
because you get everything, don't you? You get all the shorts that are of the silent shorts. You get loads of.
Oh yeah, you do need 2 box sets to complete the whole collection, because there is stuff there that's not there, because they left the Hal Roach Studios and they did go to other studios to make some of the later films. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you would get 90% of their films in that one box.
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah,
and that alone means I think that's worth a punt. I never understand it, other than people that turn around and say, I can't watch black and white, or I can't watch silent films, and I'm just going, bollock.
Yeah. I can't.
I mean, I do understand it. You've just bought yourself a £1,000 Dolby Atmos set. What do? You put a silent Laurel and Hardy film on.
So what? Yeah.
No, I do get it, right? But, to an extent. Yeah. Oh, I've just bought myself an OLED. What have I done? Bought a black and white film. Jesus Christ. But I have to turn around and say, you would not get these films that you bought that bloody OLED TV set and your Dolby Atmos without these films. And they are, and there is some cracking stuff in there. Yeah. I'll tell you.
I knew this one. There we are. Jamie says, I saw Metropolis with a live orchestra. Well, that might change it. And it was incredible. I mean, if I'd have been there watching it with a live orchestra, maybe I would have felt different.
I've seen a number of films at the Royal Albert Hall. I saw an Alfred Hitchcock film at the Royal
I think
Albert
it would change it totally. But it's still just my opinion. I just think it's a bit overrated. But it's overrated, but it's historical, and we can't take that away from it. I can see why people do enjoy it, and it's an historical film that has to be recognized. It was important in film history. So yeah, definitely. And then it says, does anyone like Buster Keaton? You mentioned Buster Keaton there.
Well, I just mentioned it's just sad how Stan Laurel lent him some money when he was really low, and then he died. I mean, it was alcohol that basically just did it.
Yeah. Jim Jam says, now this Sergeant Bilko just got a few of the seasons. I do you know, that's what I need. I've only got a best of Sergeant Bilko, which I got years ago. I need to get his all seasons. If there's one thing that brings back so many memories, is just stick on Sergeant Bilko, and it takes me right back to that time as a child watching Sergeant Bilko. It was a treat. We all sat around watching Sergeant Bilko. Fantastic.
Again, I think it was BBC Two that introduced me to Sergeant Bilko.
Yeah, just it was on
because they was it on Channel 4 or was it on BBC Two? Can't remember.
I think it's BBC Two.
They did show all of them. You know,
Yeah,
like I say.
yeah. Oh yeah, it was well loved. It was well loved, and still is. You watch Sergeant Bilko, you can't help but love it. You know, doesn't matter.
Well, all of those scams that he tries.
Yeah,
to do.
I mean, even the references. It doesn't matter. There's obviously references to that particular era when it was made, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's so good. It's so good. No, it's just fantastic.
As much as I know, a lot of people love MASH, right? I would watch Sergeant Bilko over MASH.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And what is good about Sergeant Bilko, as you watch more episodes, you get the formula. There's always a certain formula, but you get to like the other characters around him. You know, you get to know them, don't you? The other characters, and that's really good. It builds up just the stories. That you just know what's going on. It's just fantastic. He's always got a scam going, and it's brilliant.
There's always a scam, yeah.
Yeah, there is. There's so many good scams. It's absolutely fantastic. There's only, I think there's only DVDs of the Pink Panther films. Really? I've only got one, a later mid-70s one. Was hoping they may release a Blu-ray box set. I didn't know that. I thought they might be on Blu-ray. They're not then.
Like I said, I bought the DVDs of the Pink Panther. It was in a charity shop.
Yeah. I wonder why that is. Is the rights problems again, maybe, or something? I don't know. Because you'd have thought they would have come out.
Yeah.
Right. I have Wings 1927 in my collection, but not got round to watching it yet. I believe, but might be wrong, that it won Best Picture Oscar. Do you know? I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that is an Oscar winner. In fact, I'm sure it is. Yes, it is definitely, because I remember when I've been going through some films that has popped up. Yeah, you're right. Spot on there.
When did the Oscars start then? Was it 1925 or something?
It's that could well have been about 1927 when it started. That's why I think I came across that. I think that is about the 20s. I think it is. I'm sure it is. Late 20s Oscars started. I'm sure that is definitely in the first Oscars. Yeah. Jim Jones says, I can't believe I found the complete Columbo for £7. Never seen a single episode. I mean, bloody, I saw that. £7 bloody quid, you lucky sod. I mean, what can I say? And you've never seen a single episode. Where have you been?
Why would you like Columbo then?
Oh, surely he's going to love Columbo. Surely.
No, Ian, you daft sod.
Oh, well, my daft sod, yeah, I do love Columbo. I remember watching loads of Columbo.
Well, you know full well that I've got the Blu-rays and I've got the DVDs. And I shouted it out and said, I don't know what to do with these DVDs. Got bloody 10 seasons, because that's how it is. It's 10 seasons. It's called the last 4 is the later episodes, and the first 6 are the early ones from the 70s.
Yeah.
And now that I've got the Blu-rays, the DVDs are redundant. They're just on the shelf. And
I mean, Columbo is something that everybody at a certain period in time must have watched. That's what I thought. You know, it's just something that I just grew up with, Columbo. And then, of course, it had a sort of revival with the movies, didn't it, really, when they started doing longer versions. I don't know how many they did of the longer versions. But you had the TV series first before the movies. Well, TV movies, but they did quite a lot of those, didn't they? I don't know how many they did. Are they included? I was going to say, are they included in the box set, the TV movies?
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, that is really good. James says, my partner loves Columbo. All right. Yes. All right. Well, I'm sure she's
Well, she got a fetish for Max.
Wings was the first film to win Best Picture. Yes, I thought it was. Yeah. And then Tony says, Escape to Athena is another fun one with Claudia in. Not a brilliant film, but great cast. Oh, yeah. David Niven, Telly Savalas, Roger Moore, Stephanie Powers. Excellent. What can you say about that? Brilliant. Yeah, I need to re-watch that one, Tony. Not seen it in decades. Fantastic film. How do you like to organize your collections? Do you have separate sections for comedy, drama, sci-fi, etc.? Or do you keep everything A to Z? Mine's simple, A to Z. That's it. But I know Delboy's got a particular issue. All I would whisper is, if you want to know about his collection, go in that garage. That garage is where it's all at. Believe me.
Will you stop it with that?
Yeah. And also, have you noticed there's a big pile building up every week? And I think it was Jamie who mentioned it.
Yeah,
it looks like it's going to fall off. It always, all those steel books look like they're going to land on the floor, but they're building up. Anyway, there you are. So I think I've half answered his question, but I'm sure one day you'll have them all lovely, all shelved and in alphabetical order. Or perhaps you won't in alphabetical order. I don't know. How would you put your collection?
I'm inclined to thinking because I've got my collector's software, my database that I show in my shorts. I might put them, in, because I've got them in alphabetical order in that. I might put them in film studio order.
Oh, interesting. God. Yeah.
All the Paramounts, all the Warners.
Yeah.
Because when you do something like that, you can then put them in alphabetical order in studio order.
Yeah.
So you got all the Warners beginning A, B, C, D, all the Paramounts A, B, C, D. Do you see what I mean? So you can make it easy for yourself to find what you want.
You wouldn't go down then into like some people would go into the boutique label one, so you'd have all the Arrow videos together. You'd have all the 88 videos together.
I know a lot of people do that. It's just all I'm getting at with mine is that because that when something actually does come out from Warner, it's usually got the spine exactly the same.
Yeah.
And all the Paramount ones, the spine's the same. And I just think it'd look better on your shelf. It's the same with 88 boutique films and all of those. They have the same sort of 88 symbol at the top and the whatever it is. And that's why I probably would go down that route.
Yeah. Well, it's like
because I remember when I put my Star Treks together, they looked lovely because they were all like that. And all the so I'd probably do the same. It's the way that the spines look on the shelf.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I find A to Z easier, but sometimes I think maybe I ought to change some of it.
Well, some people do it in categories. Some put the sci-fi together, the westerns together.
Yeah, it's like, for instance, should I put all the Clint Eastwood films, the Dirty Harry ones together? You see, I've got Dirty Harry in one, and then I've got Magnum Force in the end.
Yeah, but then again, Clint Eastwood is pretty much all Warner.
Yeah. So for me, I don't know. I'd have to totally reorganize my shelves. Yeah, it could come one day. I don't know, but I just find it A to Z easier if I'm looking for a film. But I can see why. And also, there is the other question. But for me, it's not an issue. I haven't got enough steel books. Therefore, I put the steel books in with the collection. If I had maybe a lot more steel books, then perhaps I would think maybe I could put them all together. They might look good, all steel books. But as I don't have that many, I just put them in.
I don't know what you're talking about with steel books.
No,
I
of
mean,
course
they're
you
all.
don't. You have no idea.
I've heard those steel book collectors. They're complete bastards, aren't they?
Yeah,
Right at the shit.
I mean, all those
more
steel books in your garage that are all unopened in the cellophane. God, you'd have a right party opening up all them. They're all in there, totally unboxed. Anybody passing by, oh look, there's a garage full of steel books. Oh look, yeah. Anyhow, and then Joe says, "I don't miss my Sky subscription. No, I don't, because I'm saving money, and I didn't do it that long. They now keep sending me letters trying to entice me out. Yeah, I had all that, almost half price. They were offering.
Yeah, but I think Virgin are guilty of that.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Virgin do a lot of pestering. Yeah.
You know, if you leave, because I remember Mainmeister turning around and saying, "I've just left Virgin, gone to Sky." Then he left Sky, went back to Virgin, and he just kept bouncing back, and he basically kept keeping everything all bloody cheap.
For the 3 months free. Yeah, yeah. I don't blame him. Why? I don't blame him.
I mean, personally, if I was to do that, I'd probably get to know the installer pretty well. I'd say, "Oh, come in here and look, have a cup of coffee. I ain't seen you since I last left these people." And all that, because I mean that's the amount of times he kept going back and forth.
I think that anybody that does that, make sure that you do cancel it yourself, because if you don't, they're not going to cancel it. So you do have to make an effort to make sure you cancel it and let them know. Otherwise, they'll keep you going and they'll take the money straight out of your account.
No, whenever you make that phone call, the first thing you need to do is go on your online banking and cancel the direct debit. Yeah, that's the first thing you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to make sure that because they'll take it out. Make no mistake about it. That's what they want. That's what they want to do. And then mainly in plastic storage boxes on the floor. Wow, really? You're not very organized, Tony.
Yeah, but Denny is like that.
Yeah, I don't know how you can find anything. You probably can't find anything. Oh dear. Stephen, I organise my collection in genre. Crikey, it's too big for solely alphabetical these days. Well, it's fine.
Yeah, so if we find out where you live, that's you gone.
Yeah.
Bugger my garage. Just go around here and look. They're all nice. They're all nicely in genres. Look, just go and nick the sci-fi section from him. Look. Oh. Yeah, go. There's a really nice foreign selection there. Look, just go to the foreign section, right? Korea specifically. Look, just take the old bloody lot.
Yeah, I would get your bags ready and fill them up. Have a good time. Yeah. The apocalypse is arrived.
Just get that shopping. Just get that shopping trolley. Just
yeah. See, apocalypse. We can go straight to his house. That's it, and like they do in the films.
Shopping trolley dash.
Yeah. Do you know this? The scene in with Charlton Heston in the film where he's watching all these things and going raiding everything. Amiga Man. Yeah. I always imagine myself doing that. You know, sort of going round people's places and grabbing loads of DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks. That would be what I'd be going out for, grabbing loads of those things, and then you'd have plenty to watch then. Yeah. Tony says he's never had a Sky. They sound like money grabbers. They are. They are money grabbers. Ian, how do you get on with listening to Brian Jonestown's Massacre? I've been listening to them a lot since watching Dig. Oh, that was that documentary last Friday. I have listened to some stuff on YouTube. I I don't know. I'm okay with them. I don't think I have connected as much as you have with them. I did think about maybe getting a best of, but I'm not sure yet. I may well do. I did have a quick look on doing an eBay. You can pick them up fairly cheaply. I might have a go. I don't know. I maybe need to hear them a bit more. I didn't fall in love with them and think, yeah, but they're okay. They're not terrible. But that doesn't sound a very flattering review of them. But yeah, I haven't given up. I don't know. I don't know about them. But you enjoyed it, yeah. Well, it's fantastic, yeah. McMahon says, hey, Jim Jam, I was in your neck of the woods last weekend. I was out with a few mates on a real ale pub brewery crawl on Friday and Saturday. Blowing heck. I bet you had massive hangover on Sunday then. A massive hangover. Some of that real ale is pretty strong stuff. Oh, yeah, it's carried on. Had a good time. Would definitely come back to Birmingham. They are, Jim Jam. There's a lot of homeless people on the streets, though. Very sad, really. That is sad. I've not been to Birmingham for years and years. Yeah.
What, since they banned you?
No. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to name drop. The last time I went to Birmingham was to see Kate Bush live. Yes. Anyhow, I won't go on about that. Criminal, when there's so many empty properties that landlords are just holding on to. Yeah, they shouldn't be homelessness, but there is. It is sad. Rocket Bunny Happiness Patrol is in 25, is it? Oh, right.
Yeah, season 25.
Yeah. So it's the start of that, is it? Oh dear. Yeah. Remembrance, Happiness Patrol, Silver Nemesis, and Greatest Show. Yeah. Things are picking up. Definitely pick up there. Greatest Show in the Galaxy I'm looking forward to seeing, because it's a bit different, isn't it? A bit different, as I remember.
The Big Ten.
It's the three aliens who are watching them perform or whatever. I'd be interested to see what I think of it again. And then a 3-part in season 20.
It's Ghostlight.
Ghostlight. That's the one I was trying to think of. I do love Ghostlight, but I know it was one that had a lot missing from it that they cooked.
Yeah, I thought it was a 2-parter. It's a 3-part. Yeah.
I really like Marquez's soundtrack in that. First 2 episodes of the story are great. 3 episodes lets it down. So they did film a lot, I know, of it. And that's why maybe it does feel like there's stuff missing from it. Watching it, I think it does feel cut. Ooh. Definitely. It's a shame, but Ghostlight, it's a very interesting story, though.
By the way, you must excuse me yawning. It's just I had a long night.
It's all right. Sorry. We carry on. Just seen Burt Lancaster in Revenge Western. Valdez is coming. Oh, yeah. Great. He's good. Absolutely fantastic. And then we've got Mer. Hello, Mer. Oh, glad you're here for the Philippines. Good evening, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, Mer. Brilliant. Fantastic. And then Rocket Bunny 71. Wow, Tony, did you kick one of Dell's puppies as a kid? Oh dear. And then Sai says, hi, Milva. And then Muckman says, I think I have Valdez is coming, but not watched it yet. Aha, right. And Tony says,
because that's because it's coming.
Yeah.
How can you watch something that's coming?
Yeah, you can't. And then Muckman says, hi, Milva. And then Tony, we have a love-hate relationship, Rocket. And then 20th Century Gaming, always in awe of both of your knowledge. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. Yeah. We all like Dell's shorts. That Rocket Bunny, yeah. There's your fans with your shorts, yeah. Yeah. The hate one. There's the hate's one way though. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Tony Oak, you love him and he hates you.
That's not true.
And Tony says, you took the words right out of my mouth, Si. Yeah.
That's not true, and he knows it. Just because he's a multi-millionaire and owns the Royal Bloody Mail.
Here we are, Del. Del, could you do one of your shorts on the Sting, please? There you are. I know it's one of his favorite films.
I think I bought a steelbook of that not long ago. So
I know his size mentioned it a lot, the Sting. So there's a good one to have a go at. Especially with Robert Redford departing from us recently, yeah. And then James says, I've been too busy to do a video lately. Life sometimes takes over. Yeah. No, it does. I understand that.
Shall I be nasty? Shall I be nasty? And the world is a better place for it, you miserable little shit.
Oh, dear me. What can you say? What can you say? Oh, dear.
I have to rant to everyone.
Yeah. 20th Century Gaming, North rules. Of course, North rules, especially Yorkshire. Yorkshire is the North. Obey them. You've got to. Yorkshire is the best. We Bob Art, yes. Rock Buddy 71. No, We Bob Art. Night. We Bob Art.
That's what NNWBA is.
Yeah, there you are. Oh, West Bromwich Albion. Yes, of course. Yeah, West Bromwich Albion. Yeah. Who would you like to see a biopic of? Oh,
I know. I'm going to go different to everybody else. Now, a couple of years ago, right, and I've mentioned it on this channel before, I bought a French 4K of a documentary on Ennio Morricone. And it was one of my favorite documentaries that I'd seen because, you know, obviously you don't get to see too many documentaries on film composers. So to keep in light of the fact I haven't mentioned the guy much, Jerry Goldsmith would be great to have a biopic of, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be marvelous.
Yeah.
Have a bioepic of Jerry Goldsmith and have John Williams turn around and say what a complete bastard he was because he nicked all of his bloody all of his franchises when he it's just everybody always goes bioepics of TV stars and film stars. It would be nice to do one of like John Barry and you know, Georges Delarue. Those, you know.
Now, I would like to. There has been one done, but it was a very bad one and sort of unofficial. It was bad because they couldn't use his music, and it is, of course, David Bowie. I'd love to see a really good biopic of David Bowie. Whether they could do it in one film as well, because the thing about Bowie is his career is so full of, you know, the periods that he was in, the various periods as you go from late 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s into 2000s. Absolutely, what an amazing! I had so much admiration for Bowie's music. I just think he's absolutely legendary, and there was some horrible version, as I say, that they couldn't do his music. So what was the point of that?
Yeah, I think I saw that bioepic. It was
Yeah.
they showed a lot of him owning that house, or he was sleeping on the floor with some of the band members, wasn't there? And
It
it's sort of
wasn't.
like
Yeah, it just didn't. It just
they
didn't.
showed lots of black and white photographs of him
Yeah.
living in his studio or something, and
It was very poor. It really was bad. So I'd like to. I don't know who the actor. I'm sure there's some good actors who could really do Bowie. I'd love to see a Bowie one. I think, I think Bowie stands out for me. I'm trying to think. There is actually, and I know this is controversial, but I'm going to be fascinated by it because there's going to be a Michael Jackson biography, and if somebody gets that right, I think it's next year it's coming out. Then that could be a really good one. Forget all the stuff and allegations and all that. If it's going to be a good film, I'd be fascinated by it. You know, I know that might be controversial, but in terms of his music genius, it's definitely going to be interesting. So there two that I would definitely look at. And I'd love to. I know this has already been done, but you know, I'm such a fan. I'd love to see another Oliver Cromwell biography. Somebody else doing Cromwell.
Hell.
Will it be as good as Richard Harris? I don't know. I'd love to see somebody who would give it a good, fresh approach.
Anyway, hang on a minute. Why are you having two?
Oh well, I just had to get it in. I thought I might as well be greedy. Yeah. Right. And then this. Yeah. He's put Donald Trump.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh dear. Actually, wasn't there some Donald Trump film came out last year?
No, but he was in Gremlins too, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, but something about him. There was a film about his earlier career. I think it came out back end of last year. Could have been there. Yeah. Yes, I know he was in Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2, I know he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Burt Lancaster would be a great buyout. Yeah, since he started out in a circus, then moved into acting. I'm sure he would be. Yeah, that would be good. Oh, yeah. Keith Moon, Brian Jones, or John Bonham would make good biopic films. Yeah. Keith Moon, I'm surprised hasn't been done. Yeah, Keith Moon, certainly. Brian Jones, perhaps forgotten about. With Stones, definitely. Oh yeah, Jessica Lange. She's an amazing actress. Absolutely, yeah. I love Jessica Lange. Yeah. And then Well, I have my brand new 4K OLED LG 65-inch screen. I'm chilling playing an 8-bit looking pixel game called Core Keeper right now. There you are.
Yeah, I've completed Core Keeper. It's a good game.
And then Muckman said, just been checking, and the Pink Panther films is available to stream on Amazon Prime. Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, so anybody who wants to see Pink Panther, Peter Sellers, brilliant. No, it's not all Peter Sellers though, is it? There's another actor. Is it Alan Arkin who played the role of Clouseau? Yeah. Sergeant Bilko was on 6 p.m. during the week on BBC Two. Yeah, wonderful.
That's how I saw them. Is when they were on there.
Yeah. Just got back. Is it true Sergeant Bilko influenced Boss Cat cartoon?
Yeah.
I think it is pretty obvious. It has to be.
Sy answered that, and I followed suit.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, to an extent, it definitely did. Yeah, it is. I love Boss Cat. Now I've got that. I've got complete Boss Cat on the DVD. Yeah. Oh, cheers, Cy Robson. I said Boss Cat's my favourite cartoon.
So on your box set, does it say Boss Cat or does it say Top Cat?
Let's have a look. Oh, I'm trying to get over to it. It says Top Cat, I think. Yeah. That's what it was.
You'll tend to find most of the box sets say that. I don't think there's many that have actually got Boss Cat written on it. But there were a couple that came out, I think, with Boss Cat, but they're rare to find. I think they're hard to find in that time.
Yeah. That's what they knew it as. Yeah, it just seemed to be on a lot in my childhood all the time. Boss Cat. It was shown a lot, and obviously,
I would say the same. I would say the same for Wacky Racers.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well, and
Perils of Penelope Pitstop.
Yeah,
Dastardly and Muttley.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Catch the Pigeon.
Yeah, Officer Dibble and Benny come to mind, of course. Officer Dibble. Absolutely wonderful. Yes, I can see it. Delboy's 3K1's retro. Cheers. There you are. Brilliant. Nightal loves these streams and learning about your passions. Might go blokes for my early TV film memories. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. Thank you. Yeah,
I told you that guy. I tell you, you give him the hardest game in the world to play, and he'll bloody complete it in about a week.
Yeah,
I tell you. No, he does it.
Yeah, and then Jamie said, remarkably, no hangover on Sunday. Felt a little tired on Saturday morning though after the Friday night crawl. God, I don't know how you got the stamina. I wouldn't. Bloody hell. Good night, 20th century. Good night, 20th century gaming. Tony watched Psycho 2 last night. Notice he had a Jerry Goldsmith score.
Yeah, I got it on vinyl.
Yeah, actually, Psycho 2. What a film that was!
I thought Psycho 2. I thought Psycho 2 was great, and I must admit, a lot of people talk about Alfred Hitchcock saying Psycho is probably one of his greatest films. It is a good film, and Bernard Herrmann's score, I think, is more iconic than the film.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know the Psycho theme, you know?
It's recognizable, yeah. But
Psycho 2, Jerry Goldsmith followed it up with a pretty good score. And tell you what, it's a long film, but it's good. He works in that cantina.
Yeah. It kind of surprised me how good it was, because I thought, I had to go to the cinema. As soon as I knew it was coming out, I thought, I've got to watch this. And I went, and I was surprised how good it was. I think it was better than I expected. And I think, like you say, when you compare it with the first one I think is absolutely brilliant, fantastic. You're thinking, well, this is really good. It's up there. This film is up there, definitely. And it just works so well. And Anthony Perkins is fantastic in it. Really good.
Isn't it weird how he turned up in the black hole? But anyway.
Black hole.
I will say this: the box set that came out last year was stunning.
Yeah,
the Psycho box set. Wow.
Yeah. Oh well. And then Sai says Tilda Swinton would be great casting for David Bowie. I think you've mentioned that before, actually. Yeah. I know somebody who was a big fan of her. I think it was. It says, I was pleasantly surprised by Psycho 2. Yeah, I think it's a great film. Definitely. Or Donald Gleason would be a good choice. Or Domal Gleason, is that how you say it?
I don't know that.
Yeah. I prefer Psycho 2 over the first. Yeah, I can see why people might do. Definitely. Yeah. And they're going, ooh, shock. Was better than I expected, Tony says. Yeah. The Apprentice was the film, that one I mentioned about Trump. Sebastian Stan played him. That was, I think, just last year. I think it came out on Trump. Yeah. And then we've got here, beat me to it, Si. Yeah. And then, yeah, Swine there laughing. And then we're at the end. Yes, the last comment. Yeah. Good night, all, and thanks. Well, thank you, everybody. And thank you, Delboy, for joining us. But thank you, everybody that has appeared in this stream. We've got another message here. Night, guys, and thanks as always for a great chat. Thank you, Si, as always, for joining us. Brilliant. And I say thank you, Delboy, for joining us every week, putting up with me. And it's episode 74. So next week, we're 75 next week. Wow. We're getting nearer the magic 100. We're getting nearer the 100. Yes. And then when Jamie's saying good night, everyone. Thank you, Jamie, as always. So
thanks to you all.
Yeah, everybody that comes in regularly. Cheers, all. Thanks, boss, for an entertaining few hours. Well, I'm glad you're entertained, and we love it. Every week we come back for more.
He's such a nice guy, Rocket Bunny. I tell you.
Yeah, and for us, it's just an absolute pleasure. It takes us away into all these brilliant areas, and you never know what you're going to talk about. That's what I love about unpredictability. We never know where we're going to go. We love that. And as I say, it's you people that contribute so much to it, that make comments and are just watching and hopefully enjoying what we do. So that's it. I just like to thank Delboy again, as always, and we can say our farewells, as we always say.
Oh, yeah. It's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Good night. No, we always do our own, don't we? And I've always said salute, and it's based on Frankie Howard. There we go. Salute. Thanks very much.
And all I've got to say is,
what's your one? Is it Dave? Hang on. Is it Dave Allen? Is it Dave Allen? Is it? And may your gods go with you. Is that what? Is it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, do yours again.
Okay, I'll do it again. You haven't seen that. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again. We're going.